Welcome back to Grappling Legacy Lounge, episode 9. Here with Valarie and Chris Nowicki.
You got it.
Got it, yes. Purple belts.
Correct.
From PicaPau, right? Awesome. So, welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, I'm glad you guys...
and with him, as always, is Gabe. Is that
Gabe,
correct?
yeah.
That's right.
Gabe's over there.
The wonder Gabe.
Gabe's usually quiet sometimes. So
That's because his hair is short. He doesn't have his confidence.
Yeah, he lost it.
Time for that long hair again.
I know the feeling, dude.
With bald fathers,
That's
I think
right.
you would keep that long hair,
you would
buddy.
think you'd want to.
Nah. Get rid of it.
It was
now.
annoying him when he was wrestling. So
I know, but he looked awesome because he'd come up and go like that and sweep that hair
Causing
back.
vision
It did.
issues and things.
It
Yeah.
did. Even the head, like it would come out of the headgear all over the place.
Well, wrestling now, you don't have to keep it. Before, my son had to wear like a cover or have it pulled back. Now you can have it everywhere.
I don't know about you,
Yeah.
but like I couldn't have them. They cut it on the scale.
They would
Well,
cut
and they
your
made
hair
y'all
right
shave
on
too,
the-
didn't they?
Yeah.
Now you don't have to. The
Right.
boys aren't
They
rough on
changed the
shaving.
complete
It's way
regulation
different now
wise. I
than
mean,
it used to
again, some of that I think was more to keep the persona or the
Yeah.
mystique
Oh,
of
wait.
wrestling, like how clean you
Yeah,
wanted to be,
right.
rather than because it
Was there anything we were
necessary,
supposed to be
you know?
talking about instead of picking on him
No,
immediately?
we go right in.
Oh,
we go
okay,
right
curious.
Well,
I was like,
that
oh,
actually
we're
plays-
messing with
it
it.
kind of plays into
We're just messing
grappling
with you
quite a bit,
immediately.
right?
We go right into it. We don't care. There's no set agenda.
Well, that's good because we, ADHD.
I can change
I was
it back.
waiting for the cue cards. By
Oh
the way.
yeah, well, they're down
You
there.
didn't send a list of questions.
Yeah, no.
My publicist
no
didn't
list
send
of
me my
anything.
list of questions.
We're just here.
Good
just
deal.
here.
No,
So,
I
it's good.
honestly like the idea of them kind of being able to be more of what they want to be.
Yeah.
And the funny part of it is you see more kids now cutting their hair like willingly.
Right.
Like then,
Right.
because you realize that it hindered the progress, right? Like
Oh,
if
it
I got to
gets-
move my hair out of the
yeah,
way,
it
that's
gets in
one
your
less
face.
thing my opponent is doing to shoot on me.
There's been matches that he was in when he had his really long hair, and I could see it annoying him because he's like,
Yeah.
or he'd be trying to tie up, and then he'd have to do this, and it's like, oh my gosh.
I still coach our kids today, and if they if your opponent touches their headgear, that is an opportunity to
Gotta
shoot.
run laps.
Yeah.
Like if
'Cause
their
they're
headgear,
reaching.
if their gear isn't appropriately done and they pick up both hands, there's a double,
You
man,
don't
all
stop.
day
You
long.
don't stop
Yeah,
until the
don't stop.
whistle.
That's right.
There's courtesy, and then there's also the fact that you're not prepared to wrestle on my mat. You're not prepared to wrestle. I'm going to attack every
That is
moment.
not discourteous.
It's
if
not,
somebody
that's what
is
I'm saying.
stopping a match or doing something like that, it's not discourteous to shoot on
No,
them.
it's all
or
part of the
stepping their
match.
hair if
It's
it's
all
on
part
the
of the
ground.
match.
Once the ref blows the whistle, I mean, how many times have we said it? You don't stop till you hear the whistle or the referee
Yeah.
physically touches
Yeah.
you to stop the match. Like,
Yeah,
you're out of bounds.
Absolutely. It's a fight.
That-
Well, my favorite
it
thing.
is,
Oh
yeah.
no, I had him tapped, but then no, you didn't. The whistle was not stopped.
Right.
You didn't have him tapped.
Right.
So.
Yeah. So, we're gonna go back quite a ways. How did you guys meet? You're married.
Oh my gosh.
How did
you
you guys
don't
meet?
want to hear
So-
this.
No,
story.
I want to hear all
This
of
is
it.
actually a good one. So, I
Are you
was,
going to tell the truth?
as much as the truth that I know, I don't know, my version of the truth it could be.
'Cause you guys have been together for a long, long time.
Since I was 19.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fresh 19.
So 25 years now.
Wow.
We met in
Aberdeen,
2000,
Maryland.
January-ish.
In Illinois.
Aberdeen, Maryland. I was in the
Oh,
Army.
Maryland.
He was in the Marine Corps.
So
Okay.
I had just re-enlisted in the Marine Corps. So I had done 4 years in the infantry. I'd moved into small arms weapons repair. So I was learning how to work on like M16s, 9mm. I had blown my knee out in the infantry in the Marine Corps and spent some time in the armory working with weapons and issuing them and cleaning them and all that. And then I had moved and transferred to Aberdeen, and that was when we met each other. So that was an Army base. So I was a Marine going to school in an Army base, and she was an Army
Coming
entry
in for
level.
my first.
Yeah.
We went to the classroom and I was walking in and I thought he was very good looking until he opened his mouth and told me to take the trash out. He was like, take the trash out. I'm not in my chain of
So I was in
command,
E4.
so
I was a corporal. She was an E1.
he thought a
or
lot of
E2.
himself.
I was
Who's
tasked
Marine?
by the Army staff NCOs. Were like, hey, corporal, make sure you get the room clean after everything's done.
Right.
So that then being told from an Army staff NCO to a Marine Corps staff NCO down meant that it was a joint for both
Yeah.
Army and Marine Corps. So I'm like, hey, all right, you guys take care of this, you do that. I'm like, you take the trash out. She's like, nope, and kept walking. And I was like, huh. Well, I'm not
I didn't
gonna, I'm
take
not
the
gonna fight
trash
with
out
her,
if you're
but
curious.
it was fun to watch her leave. I did notice when she walked by. So I was like,
Stop.
interesting.
So that's when we met.
It wasn't outside of the Marine Corps and Army too.
Yeah.
It's not fraternization. She wasn't in my chain of command. So
Right. So she didn't have to.
But
usually
we were
she didn't
not
have to listen
supposed
me, but
to
we could
Yeah,
Yeah.
technically they
Communicate.
told us not to date Marines.
I
Specifically.
think there was just a
Really?
blanket for the Army
Yeah.
to stay away from the
Yeah,
Marine
To
Corps.
be
Probably.
fair, Aberdeen
You know.
did have a lot of
No one wants
issues.
that.
Unfortunately, at that time, there was a lot of
There was a lot
sexual
of staff
harassment
NCOs
going
yeah, of
on,
that were going with
situations.
Well,
younger,
yeah, back in the
and
day.
and
yeah.
to be fair, like my whole military career and everything, I was really fortunate. There were 2 incidents that something came up and I broke my hand on one of them.
Oh.
The other one, it was handled fine.
I don't remember the other one, but
Yeah.
the first one was somebody poured water
was-
on her and she punched him in the face.
Then
It
I
was
got brought up on
like a wet
charges.
t-shirt
Did you
contest.
really?
type
But
thing.
yeah,
They
but
tried.
most of the time, yeah, that's why I said fine. We're gonna go back.
Yeah.
But
So they dropped
very
the charges
little-
of assault when they
yeah,
found out the whole story.
I was in a
Then
tank
then
crew
everything
with
just went
guys.
away. So
and
but-
most of my training has always been with guys.
Sure.
Getting off topic, I guess a little bit, but most of my training and everything has been with guys, and I have been so fortunate to experience very little sexual harassment or even just not being accepted.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I was going to ask you about that because I know you wrestled, like,
Okay, yeah.
and I want to
The-
know. I want to know more about like. So you wrestled? Did you wrestle before you met Chris?
No,
So-
no,
So you
no.
wrestled-
I actually
Yeah.
had never.
So you weren't like a high school wrestler then?
No, in Texas.
So that's the other
Now
thing
it's
too.
different.
yeah.
Okay,
Two
Texas has
totally
football.
different worlds.
I
you know?
rodeoed and that was about it. I rodeoed and worked and did things like that.
When did you start wrestling then?
I didn't wrestle till after Chris and the boys. I came in through boxing, Muay Thai,
really?
things like that. Got into jiu-jitsu because of the other side of it. I wanted to do MMA, and they're like, "You have no ground game," and I was like, "I don't need it. I'll just punch."
She got into the boxing side of it through
Yeah.
like UFC gym, and we were
Yeah.
doing some training through that, and that was really what got her passionate about
Yeah.
martial arts was boxing. And,
Okay.
and you know UFC was a big part of it. You know,
Yeah.
I used to watch
Seeing-
the UFC a lot.
He took me to see the first women's UFC.
match, yeah.
Yeah, we got to watch it, and it was such a big thing. He goes, "I think this will work
Yeah, we
because."
went and did the
That changed a
pay-per-view
lot of
and-
stuff.
You know what-
That was like the beginning.
A lot of women.
It was
sports.
so
Yeah.
nice to be around, and specifically at PicaPau.
We had
so
already-
strong women
Yeah.
are there. You feel normal and comfortable.
We had already been training some boxing and some Muay Thai a little bit and doing like cardio kickboxing and those kind of things just to get in shape. I was in really, after the Marine Corps, when I got out of the Marine Corps, I fell into a job with nightclub management and doing nightclub security. And
Yeah.
I kind of got taken care of really well, so I got a little fat. I wasn't having to train as much because I
little.
went from security to management.
All right. Tell them why you started losing weight.
So I topped out at about 305. I'm probably I grapple at around 200. So I mean that's a huge difference in where I'm at like 220, probably 215 right now is where I walk around. But like so that gain didn't happen overnight. It was a gradual process of when you have your son with you and he orders 2 pieces of pizza and only eats one, well you eat that second piece. Well I had 2 sons with me and they would do the same thing.
And he
with
was grunting when he
everything.
tied his
So,
shoes, and our
yeah.
youngest.
I
asked
happened to
about
be
it.
bending over one day to tie my shoe and did a little, and my son goes, "Hey, Dad," he was like 8, and he was like, "How come you make so much noise when you tie your shoe?" And I'm like, you know what? Honestly, it's because I'm fat, man. Like this big belly gets in the way, and you gotta move around.
It does.
You know. So, but it started kind of that thought process in my mind of what do you need to do to be a better person for yourself and for your kids? Like I don't
Right.
want my kids looking at me being like, "Man, Dad's just a fat piece of garbage."
Pulling
Yeah.
Like, what does
Right.
that allow?
Right.
And physically, it doesn't mean that's who you are, but that's part of who you are.
Right.
And, we want to show the kids how to better themselves, not only physically, mentally, and emotionally.
Because we always
fiscally,
had them,
you know.
the rules at our house, we didn't spank, but
Yeah.
we did
Oh yeah, you
physical
did push-ups for
correction,
shoes left on
push-ups,
that,
sit-ups,
Yeah.
and
Whose
running.
shoes are
and,
these? 10 push-ups each. Connor
Yeah.
did all the push-ups.
And we could do the
dad used to
push-ups
that.
and,
we
you
used
know.
to have a ton of stairs, and do you remember like Time Life books that had like
Encyclopedias
how to
and-
like build like a house basically, right?
Yeah.
My dad had all of those, and anytime we'd get in trouble, he'd be like, "Oh, go run the stairs," and every time I'd come back down, he'd put a book on, and I would carry like stacks.
We
up
made
and
our
down the
kids
stairs.
hold out their hands like this, and we had
I came home
rubber
from work
ducky
one time,
M16s. They
and
would have
both
to hold
boys
out.
are standing in the kitchen with their arms extended with like 4 encyclopedias in each in a straight, like, the crucifix standing up. And I'm like, oh, what'd they do? Well, they were arguing, so now they're going to hold books. And then they'd start to drop them, get them up, and you'd see them
'em
go
up.
up. And,
See. I just make you come down here and grapple.
And later in life,
I don't know if that's
found,
better or not, though, because he can take his
the
aggression
M16s.
out.
See, that's the other side of it, too, is using that training, right? Like,
Yeah.
But
But when you fight, or you grapple, or whatever you want to call it, when you do that, I think sometimes it makes you more hesitant to put your hands on someone.
Yeah.
You realize the repercussions.
Well,
You're not so
yeah,
quick to hit
exactly.
someone and then say,
Exactly.
don't hit.
Yeah.
There's just less need for it.
And the more we put ourselves in pain in training and stuff like that, the easier it is to utilize that training for others as a disciplinary measure rather than, some punishment that you're not sure how it's going to affect them.
Well, most kids misbehave because they're pent up energy.
energy.
At least ours.
They have a bunch of energy. Yeah, absolutely.
Sitting in school for 8 hours a day. We
ADD, man. I can't
homeschooled
sit
our
still.
kids
Yeah.
till they were in
That's
junior
why I
high.
work when I
So
work, too,
we
like you're
had the
talking
ability to say, go run, go play, go to the
Yeah.
park.
And
We didn't have them sitting in
I think
chairs.
all that's great. I think that's a great way to bring them up. Even homeschooling, like some of these public schools,
Yeah.
And I know the teachers out there, they try. They do their best.
Well, and we
but,
had,
like,
my mom's a teacher
Yeah.
and specialized in reading and stuff like that. I have a degree in history and English. He has a degree in
Business and
marketing, business, and all that. So we were able to do it. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? It
But
was,
I didn't go back to college until I was in my 30s and knew kind of how I could learn and how I can function
Yeah.
without having to sit still. I can't imagine sitting still in a high school level anymore.
No.
I don't know how I made. I mean, I was a C average student. I was in detention regularly because of. I wouldn't call it behavioral,
what?
but it was because of lack of focus.
you should
and being
actually
able
tell
to
him
sit.
about your wrestling coach that he didn't
Oh,
grow
I
up with a
wouldn't have
dad.
even. That's kind of a
You know what I
great
mean?
little
He got
segue
into
how I
wrestling.
got into wrestling.
Yeah.
I didn't start
I was
wrestling until
just going to ask you how you got into
Yeah,
wrestling.
I didn't start until I was a freshman in high school. Like I was a big kid growing up, so
Yeah.
I couldn't play football during 6th through 8th grade because I was too big for those limits. I was already 5'9", 5'8". in
You
eighth
couldn't play
grade.
football?
His mom
My
didn't like
let
it.
me. I could have been like one
She
of
was a
those kids
single
that got
mom
like the
and
stripes where you
worried.
could be a lineman, but so my mom didn't want me to play ball at all, even at that level. I think part of it was she didn't want to have to drive me back and forth.
That's
but
a
another
lot.
part of it is not getting hurt too, being a big, or maybe even
Yeah.
for her it might have been me not hurting someone because I was so much bigger than
You
the
were
other kids.
also, you were gentle. You were
Yeah.
big, but you were gentle.
But I
Just
didn't
like,
know
just
my
like
own
he is
strength.
now. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
sure.
You still don't know
Yeah.
your own strength either.
Yeah.
And I know my own strength better now, but I still do things where I'll be like, when you've made the example
yeah.
of where I've got you off the mat, and you're like, you're holding all my weight, and I'm like, no, I'm not. And then I look down, and I'm like, I guess I am. Like, I didn't realize that. You don't realize.
You don't realize it until.
So I had I wanted to play football. That was my big thing going into high
Yeah.
school. I loved just watching football and thought, the Bears. I mean, 85 Bears. It was 95 when I was a senior. So that was really close when you
Right.
get a championship and you remember it as your youth. So I wanted to play football. Went into that. Had a great freshman football coach who was also the varsity wrestling coach, and he was adamant about me coming to practice. Come to practice one day, just give it a shot. I'm like, I don't know, coach, this just doesn't seem like it's for me. I didn't know anyone who wrestled. I didn't have any contact with wrestlers. A couple of guys on the football team were like, yeah, do it. But other than that, there wasn't a lot of influence, and it wasn't big in my family.
Right.
So I was hesitant. So I skipped the first day of practice, went home after school, first time
Oh,
because
no,
you're in
no,
football
no.
practice.
You also didn't
Second
like
day of
the
school.
singlets.
Oh, yeah.
You were
I'm
worried
like,
about
yeah, that
that.
sounds kind of.
I think a lot of kids weren't into the singlets.
I mean, and that, and like you think about it, I think about it now, but I know my attitude then was, yeah, two sweaty guys rolling around on each other, that sounds fun. Like, that was my mindset, honestly. I'm not even joking. That was definitely one of the things I said, no doubt about it.
You're not alone in that. There's a lot of guys that do jiu-jitsu that never wrestled.
Did you wrestle growing up?
Oh, yeah. Oh,
So
yeah.
it was
And they
always
still
normal
say
for you.
that.
It was normal. It was normal for me, but yeah, so I never even thought about the singlet until
never
like
crosses your mind.
much later on in life. Like
It's-
I was done with high school when I realized what I was wearing.
But
You
you're
know?
like, I guess that could be seen as kind of weird when you
Yeah.
see it in the general
Yeah.
scheme. But
Right.
when you're doing it, you don't even think about it.
You don't think
To
about
me
it.
now, it's nothing because of how long I've been doing it.
Right.
But so the first day, the coach, don't go. He calls me. Oh, what happened? Oh, sorry, coach, I didn't bring any equipment.
Didn't have a ride.
Then the next day, I'm like, oh, I wouldn't have a ride home. He's like, we'll get it taken care of. The third day, he calls me and he goes, hey, are you at home? I go, yeah. He goes, Mahoney's coming to get you right now. And I'm like, what? Dave Mahoney was like a junior. He was like this little, 125 pounds of just
Typical
muscle.
wrestler.
Dude, just typical meathead. And he's driving, he picks me up and he comes to the house. Meep, meep. And I look out the window and there's like a 1974 Buick, like cracked windshield, like different colored fenders. I'm like, oh my God. He's like, get in. And I went to open the passenger door. He's like, either climb in the window or get in the back seat. And I'm like, climbed in the window, got in the car. So we're driving to practice. And of course, I don't really remember the conversation, but it was very quiet and awkward, I'm sure. 'Cause I was a freshman and he was
Well,
a
you're-
junior.
yeah, I
and,
was gonna say,
like,
yeah.
I'm getting drugged to practice by the head coach. Like,
Yeah.
he's like, hurry up, we're gonna be late. He's like, at least we're missing warm-ups a little bit, but I gotta stretch out, because he was into it, it was his thing. It wasn't like he wanted to ditch practice, he wanted to be there. So yeah, he brought me back, we went to practice, I got brought down to the freshman room, and at the time, Coach McDonough, who ended up becoming like the head football coach for like 20 years and leading to 18 state, not titles, but state playoff qualifying.
Yeah.
He did more for football in that program than most coaches, was my freshman coach. And of course, he brings me in, and I know who we're working with, and we knew each other, and
Oh,
we
and
worked the
Stu
lateral.
was,
And I lateraled the guy. And once I lateraled Jim Simmons, Jim, that's for you, buddy. I knew I loved wrestling. That was it. Like,
So
it
did
was
you
like-
know how to do it from football?
No, he taught me the motion of it, and I stepped
So
in.
you guys
and
just drilled it, and next thing you know,
yeah,
boom.
he started teaching me, and he's like, with your hips, and like, because I was a good lineman and knew how
Yeah,
to come up, and
right.
he knew what I could do. I was a really good football player for never having played. As a freshman, I was already going to varsity as a sophomore rather than go to the sophomore team, just
Yeah.
because I was a good player.
He was
you know?
also the same size. Like he hit his height in 8th grade.
Yeah, I haven't
So
grown
he
more
had
than an inch or
been
two
there,
in
and
my
I
adult
really
life.
think sometimes
So you're used to your
you're
body.
used
That's
to your body,
really what it was.
and
is
that's
that motion
know,
of throwing and getting
Yeah.
your hips involved, and
Yeah.
all of that was already things I
comfortable.
was doing because of football, and he kind of used that to get me hooked.
Yeah.
And man,
Well, and your
you still
coach-
see me lateral. I still love the lateral
Sure,
to this day.
absolutely.
It's one of those things that like has been embedded in me in wrestling and like sticks with
Coach
me. So.
Stewart was Olympic.
Coach Stu is an alternate on the
Alternate?
72 Olympic
So
team.
he had a
That's really-
great
Yeah. Him
coaching
and his twin
staff that
brother.
meant a
So
lot
I
to
had
him.
twin brothers who
Where
were
did you
both
go to school
wrestlers.
at?
Oak Forest.
Oh, really? Out here?
But yeah, not Oak Park River Forest.
Yeah.
Oak Forest back on the south.
Yeah,
Okay.
45
west
minutes
side,
from
yeah.
here.
So I mean, we didn't come from like a really great conference. We were in a tough sectional. We were 3A back
Yeah.
then. So we had Sandburg, Mount Carmel. We dealt with St. Andrew.
And y'all were going down constantly to tournaments and stuff.
Yeah, we went to Palatine every year.
Yeah.
You know, we had a really tough schedule for a smaller 3A school at the
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
And it was a good.
It just
program,
shows you what
and,
coaching can do.
Oh, yeah.
You know, people are
Coaching
like,
is
oh,
huge.
a good coach can make a team anywhere.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I owe
Oh,
a
yeah.
lot of my determination and like my mindset to Coach Stu and Coach Strand and some of those guys that kind of built that foundation in me for like, I don't want to use the word mental toughness, but that is a big part of the way that we got
Totally.
trained growing
Yeah.
up
Oh, yeah.
that we now have tweaked into, yeah, it's mental toughness, but it's not all mental toughness. Like
Yeah.
before it was like, suck it up, you'll be fine.
So the first
Now we're
wrestling
like,
I
yeah,
ever
but
saw,
are you really okay or do we really
we,
need to work on
we
it?
came home.
I was always told to suck it up.
We all-
But, like,
That was the
I-
90s, okay? That's
Oh,
the
yeah.
suck it up
Oh, yeah.
generation.
Suck it up.
We just had a conversation
over
this
it.
morning about Connor and using the word. He's like, "Don't you remember using the word pansy a lot?" And I'm like, "I said you're not a pansy." Like, but that's like those were the things
Sure.
that we did.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of, there's a lot of things back then that
Sorry,
was fine.
Connor.
That now,
But I mean-
now you're not allowed to say it, you know? But,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like and there's reasons behind it.
Sure.
Like, it makes
Yeah.
sense to me. I don't think
Sure.
we're like, "Oh, I can't believe they don't want us to do that anymore." Now I'm like,
Right.
"Dude, I can't believe we did that back then." and
Yeah,
thought it was
I think
okay."
about that too. I'm like, I can't believe that was a lot. Like,
Yeah.
I swear, I feel like every wrestling tournament I'm at, somebody wants to fight. Like coaches and parents.
Well-
And I'm like, what is the deal? Like jiu-jitsu, like
It's chill.
Yeah,
It's
it's so
gone.
weird because like I was always told, like when I was a white belt, jiu-jitsu, you'd see like all these Brazilians wanting to fight. Oh, let's go in the parking lot and sell in the parking lot. But like I never experienced that.
Yeah, I've never
In
seen
jiu-jitsu,
that either.
right?
I've
I've
never
never seen
once
it.
had one of my opponents try to like take it outside
No.
afterwards.
No, like
Have you? One girl bit you. Yeah, that happened.
But we're cool now.
but
all
that's
good now.
that was always the weird thing. Like when I first started
I've been
doing
a couple times.
when
Maybe
I
taste
first started
it.
doing jiu-jitsu and started competing, like my mind was always the wrestler mindset. Like I'm not going to be friends with these people. I don't want to be friends with them. I'm going to go out there. I'm going to fight them. I want to beat them up. You know.
Yeah.
And I don't want to talk to them. Like I still don't want to talk to anyone before my matches, but that's just the mindset that I want to.
And
get
that's
into.
and I agree with that one.
I
I'm
will
still
talk
that
to you
same way.
afterwards. You know, when I was a white belt, I didn't want to talk to you. I didn't want to know your name. I don't want nothing about you, unless you're a part of my team.
I'm so different because if I'm mad, going into it mad, I'm sloppy. And I tried fighting off aggression, but I was sloppy. And
you
my
learned that,
coach
though, right?
learned pretty quickly. He was like, go have fun. Have a good time.
Yeah.
Meet him and talk to him. Because if I'm, like, he was taught, this person did something awful to your family. You need to kill them. That's how you're going to fight. Well, that put me like shaking
Sure.
and
Too
raging.
Too much,
And it was
yeah.
too much because then, yeah, you can go out there and win, but do you feel good about the match after? Were you sloppy?
Yeah.
Were you doing things well? So we changed it to where I will, and I know I've told people this before, but I will sing the Itsy Bitsy Spider, Twinkle Twinkle Little Stars as I'm going. I will be silly and happy, and then I flow and I move, and I can execute moves better
Yeah.
with less aggression
Yeah, I talk to myself.
if I'm chill and happy and a little bit more like
be
the
in my
water
own head saying,
idea,
"You
you
got
know.
this,
That's
man.
why I think Aaron coaching us is so great.
Yeah.
He's relaxed a lot.
Aaron is very chilled.
Mm-hmm.
He
Very
brings that
chill.
level nice.
Yeah,
and
he
low. Yep.
Aaron is like almost the perfect coach.
Well, and learning to come off
'Cause
the
he-
mat from a loss and not
Yeah.
apologize to your coach
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
that's
I
the
was
other
so I'm so sorry I let
Yeah,
you down.
sorry.
And he goes,
You
I didn't have anything writing. This
Yeah.
was your match.
You're good.
You
Yeah.
know, learning
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. But I think that's how jiu-jitsu has
Yeah.
evolved, and I think it's going into wrestling.
Yeah, I would
You
agree.
know?
I would agree. From a coaching standpoint, I would agree.
Well, the female wrestling side, several people were extremely offended. Some of the female coaches, one of them had expressed to me, she didn't like it that the girls during intermission were dancing in the middle together, celebrating and dancing. They're like they're
Yeah.
competitors. They need
But-
to keep this mindset.
Like different teams.
Different teams.
mingling.
Well, yeah, it was like a sectionals, and they put
And-
some music
and
on,
it-
and everybody went out and was.
It can
doing a
upset
little
some people, but I said these
dance.
girls are
And
going
I'm
to
like,
grow
you
up.
wouldn't see this with
They're going to be on the
boys.
college teams
But
together. I was
think
like,
it
they
was
can go
cool.
out there and be
Like, I thought it
hard
was cool.
and
I
fight.
can't dance, so I wouldn't
But
do it.
let them
I mean, going out
celebrate
and
each other
enjoying
because
it,
they're
hanging
doing
out.
something that
Like,
females have been trying to get established. You know, they're celebrating and doing that. We don't need to,
Yeah,
like
no,
you said,
I
they're
agree.
they're
That
the
kind
same
of leads
sport.
right into what you were saying with that, like the fighting on the mat, the opposite side of it. Like by letting the girls kind of coexist and know that they're going through the same thing. All
Yep.
these all of athletes in general, depending on your division, I guess. Like your opponents are going through the same stuff you're going through. They're the same age, the same weight. They have the same belt. Like it's the same thing. We
Yeah.
just have to remember that we're all human and we're all going through.
We
it.
also see the females. They exchange numbers at tournaments. They get
This
excited
has
about
been a,
seeing
this
each
has
other.
been a totally
Yes,
different
it
change
has.
for me.
Well,
Do you
and
see
as a
that?
wrestling coach.
Do you guys exchange numbers?
Boys,
No.
boys do not.
But the
And
girls
this
will
is the
exchange
difference.
numbers. They go to
coached boys
Fargo
wrestling for
together.
15 years.
You
and
know what I
now
mean?
girls for
Because
5.
going to Illinois,
it's like-
they go to Fargo together.
yeah.
They can put aside, and it's not every girl. It's
Well,
not
girl-
all the time.
I think-
but there's connections made.
I think girls are also more social, and there's that. But I also think that for girls in wrestling, because let's face it, high school. I know you and I've had this conversation. High school girls should be just doing freestyle.
I agree.
They should get rid of folk style for girls.
Sorry, I do love folk style. Let me say
I
that. I
love it
love
too.
folk style.
Listen,
but there's no reason for
I
it.
grew up doing
Unless you
folk
just
style.
enjoy it.
They
I
either
grew up
have
doing
to
folk
change them both and all,
Yeah.
or change them all back. Like
Yeah.
one or the other. Like let's
Right.
get all on the same page.
know what?
Because we're calling the girls and the boys wrestling programs a wrestling program, but the
Right.
reality is we have to
It's
prepare
two
these
separate.
kids differently.
Yeah.
Like folk style in boys colleges is still happening, so
Right.
that makes sense.
But in the
But
Olympics,
But in the Olympics now,
Right,
you have,
in the Olympics it's different,
But
right?
that's the college coach's problem because they have to transfer them from folk to free on that level,
Yeah.
not the high school level.
There's nothing
we're
wrong
not
with
worried
trying
about.
the
I'm not
different
worried about a
size.
boy
No,
going to the
styles.
Olympics when
There's
I'm
not.
coaching
To
varsity
be
high
honest,
school
like
wrestling.
to me, it's like gi and no gi. You know, which style do you like better?
Yeah.
I
time on the mats is time on the mats, and
yeah.
it's awesome.
Yeah, exactly.
But there is something different between wrestling and jiu-jitsu, and I feel like it's the completion side.
Yeah.
Wrestling, you can pin somebody their shoulders,
Sure, it's
and it's
done.
done, and it's cool,
Yeah.
and it's a sport like that. Whereas jiu-jitsu is also a sport, and it can go to points, but it also goes to completion, where one person says, "I'm done, you've
Yeah,
won."
right.
You know,
it's
and
very
it's just
similar
it's
because
different.
that's
Yeah.
similarly to what it is. If you outmaneuver someone in wrestling and pin them, it's the same concept as getting a good submission hold.
Right.
Like that's the
Yeah.
thought process.
Well,
of it,
and
you know.
like his brother's a cop, and he talks about they have a black belt that helps run training programs. Well, if you are a wrestler and you can get somebody's back pinned against the ground instead of doing a joint lock
Sure.
that you can then get
Sure.
sued for,
Well, and,
that's fine.
And being a cop, you have to be cautious. You can't just put someone in a chokehold.
And that's the other.
And it
thing,
could be
right?
fair,
Like,
it could not be fair, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
You have authority,
You have
so
authority,
you have to
yeah.
go above and beyond to make
Yep.
sure they're safe.
Yep. You have to protect yourself, and you have to protect the person that.
That's the
Your
hard part.
partner
It's the
and the
proper amount
person
of
you're
force,
arresting,
So-
you
yeah.
know.
Where I feel like jiu-jitsu is better in that situation because you can tie somebody down without hurting them.
You can do a wrist lock.
Yeah.
You can do things
can
like
do
that.
wrist lock. You just put them in a Kimura, but you don't have to crank it.
I mean,
you
any-
could
any
you
of
could
these-
literally
in the position where like they're
Yeah.
where they know
Yeah,
they
hammer
can't
lock.
move,
right.
so
Yeah,
they have to
hammer
go
lock.
down.
In wrestling, obviously the takedowns in wrestling are huge, especially for law enforcement.
Oh yeah.
Anywhere. To be
Just
honest. Even in
the
jiu-jitsu.
speed and intensity in
The speed and
wrestling
intensity.
that
And
can be
that's-
in jiu-jitsu, but
I-
it isn't always.
I will
why I
say
like the
what
balance
I like
between
most, what I like more about wrestling than I do jiu-jitsu is the practices.
Me too. 100%.
That's why I go on Saturdays when we have our competition training because they're closer to. It's more intense.
It's
that
easier,
intensity.
Yeah.
but I think that has to do with it being a high school
Yeah.
type sport. I was explaining to Connor,
yeah, the
my
way
youngest.
we train.
Yeah, I was like,
Launch.
It is the way
jiu-jitsu
you
is
train,
different. You know, it's
Yeah.
4
Yeah.
years of wrestling. Most people are not doing it. They throw everything at it.
Yeah.
It has that intensity that we don't have as we get into jiu-jitsu.
And that's the other side of it too, is as far as how much intensity you put into how many times a week to how much actual intensity your body's taking. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Because you can train for 2 hours, but you're not taking 2 hours of hard training on your joints in
No.
jiu-jitsu all the time.
But in
you guys know as
wrestling-
well as I do, you can slow that down, do some flow rolls, do some drilling,
Sure.
and get as much out of it.
But you could flow row in wrestling too.
And you can, and you can do it at a good pace where you're
Yes.
building cardio
What-
ability.
and
things
that's why I
that.
like Gabe and I were having this conversation a couple weeks back where we were drilling takedowns, I think, in jiu-jitsu, and we started drilling takedowns like we were in wrestling.
Yeah.
Because it was non-stop movement. You know,
Yeah.
you hold them back, and then once they get up, you take the shot. There wasn't like, all right, I took you down, let's reset, go
Flat
again.
knuckles, yeah,
No,
you do
it was nothing like that. We were taking
Pushing
each
up,
other down,
keeping
pushing
contact,
yeah,
yeah.
keeping contact the whole time.
Like it was kind of like a match, because like take down, then we let them up, and
Then you're
they
setting
know
up,
where
yeah.
you go.
Yeah, if they're moving.
But in
you're
jiu-jitsu, have you
kinda
noticed you
anticipating
apologize
where
for
they're gonna
that?
be and get
Yes.
to the corner. Yeah.
Like there's a
Yes.
lot of times I was Friday night. I asked a girl, she was a competitor. I was like, sorry, did I go too hard? I would never do that in the wrestling room.
Yeah.
I would never ask one of
No.
my wrestlers, did I go too hard with
Because
you?
wrestlers want it that way.
But it's about, like in wrestling, I feel like 90% of wrestling is about your starting lineup.
it is. Yeah.
Whereas in jiu-jitsu, 90% of jiu-jitsu is about, I hate to say the hobbyist, but it really is. That's what builds
Yeah.
this sport.
I was
And
having
it's
this-
okay, you know
I was
what I
having
mean?
this conversation with Joe Razulis, who was on here before, talking about hobbyists. Just the term hobbyists, right? Like, I have a hard time with it, just because I'm old, but I still like to compete. So I think a
So
lot
where
of
do you
people.
fall? Yeah.
Exactly. So I think a lot of people think of me as a hobbyist because obviously I'm not getting paid to do it.
Right.
Right. So I guess that's where you kind of draw that line at.
But then if you draw that line, it's like how many people actually get paid to do that?
Yeah,
It
true.
is a very much
it's not, this isn't a sport
it's a
we
hobby.
Again, talking about the cross training,
Yeah.
we're going to get into that eventually, and that's part of the other side of that, like obstacle course racing, adventure racing. You know,
Sure.
Those are not
jiu-jitsu.
money-making sports.
Things that you
No.
do for yourself are for you. I
Yeah.
don't expect someone to pay for my races or sponsor me or something because I
Right.
want to go out and run 20 miles one day. Like, if someone wants to, I'm more than willing to accept that. Thank you. But in reality, like that's on me. The training costs on me. The cost of
Yeah.
admissions on
But
me.
Right.
Like
it's also,
my-
you know
my
how it is.
gym
You can
memberships.
win
Like that's because
worlds,
I want
pans.
that. You know
You
what
can
I
win
mean?
all this stuff, and the next day you're still going to work.
Right.
You're
It
still doing
doesn't-
all this. Nothing
it doesn't-
changes. It's
doesn't
not like the
change.
Super Bowl. You didn't win
And
life-changing
the same
money.
thing could be
And that-
the same thing could be said if like you're doing wrestling, right? So you go down
was
state,
gonna
you
be
win
too
state.
different.
Next day, like
You have
he-
class
he
and
wins
homework.
state. He wins state. Next day, good job. You're
You won
you're
state
still
yesterday.
Gabe.
What did you
Now
do
go,
today?
Go back to school.
Yep.
You know?
Right.
It's
No,
not,
it's
it doesn't.
awesome.
It doesn't.
It's
it shouldn't
awesome,
change you
and it
or
is,
define you.
But the
it
interesting
is-
thing is,
It is just that, and that. And
like, I
doing
ran
and
into
winning
it, my
that's-
mom
that at
had a
your age is
kid.
great thing because now you're like, I get
I don't
it.
think the kid was in her class. She
People
knew
don't get it.
someone
Like, till later in
whose
life, you're like,
daughter
I don't
did
give a chance
jujitsu,
for that
and
one
turned out we were
person.
the same.
It is.
So finding those connections, because jujitsu is a
Yeah.
small community, so all of a sudden somebody's like, "Wait, you were at that tournament? I saw you win this
Right.
way." Or Chris hit a triangle against somebody that he's buddies with.
You hit a triangle?
Did I hit a try? I
Yes,
think
you
I remember
did.
that.
Shut up. He
Did
loves
you
to
hit a
tell.
triangle?
I
He
totally
really-
did.
Shut up.
He seriously
I won
did.
match
That's
with
what he'll tell me. He'll go.
I
Is
shot
there a
him.
video? Is there a video of this?
There is. It's
Yes,
actually.
yes.
I think it was at the Chicago Open, and it was in the open class.
And it was against a
And
guy
it was
that
against a man named Delore.
that
and I
is
love
he
him.
is so
awesome.
amazing. It just
I
happened.
shot
Aaron
on him.
walked
He
him through it.
deflected it. I came back up. He shot on me and almost took me down. And I went, "Oh my god!" And I fell back, and he came right into a triangle.
It just
And I was like,
happened.
So just,
And so
that-
Delora was
that's
like,
how
"You
my
remember
shot
that
goes
triangle?" And I was like,
I didn't
"Yeah."
actually hit a triangle. I was given a
Yeah, I
triangle.
was given it.
And
Yeah.
and Aaron
You
goes,
still hit it.
Aaron was right behind me and he goes, "All right," because I like freaked out.
He was
I turned
like,
my
"Wait a
head.
second, somebody
He's
took
like,
my
he's
leg."
like, calm down, grab your
I'm on my
ankle,
back.
or grab your calf. I grab. He's like, "You're doing fine." He's like, "Pinch your knees." Like, he could have been a remote controlling me, man. He said one thing, I did it. He said another thing, I did it. He said
Yeah.
another thing.
It was so
and then-
great.
But going back to coaching, that's what
Yeah,
makes.
dude,
that's
it
what
was-
we're saying, right?
His
Yeah.
voice cut through.
It cuts through.
When you learn to look
Yeah.
at that
He
voice
was
and
so
they,
calm. He calmed me down, and it was like that's a great segue into that
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
and it was so cool. Like even the guy that got, he's like, I came right into that. He's like, way to settle in, and like he complimented me on
Yeah.
Yeah.
listening to him telling
Right.
me. I'm like, thank you.
We're
Like,
not there
and
yet,
that's the
Gabe.
difference in the wrestling and jiu-jitsu side too. Like
Yeah.
a wrestler would never come off the mat and be like, oh, you know what,
No.
that was awesome.
No,
No,
See,
he'd
I
be mad.
disagree.
He'd be mad throwing his headgear, doing whatever.
I
else.
You
don't
wouldn't
think
have won
so.
that if I wouldn't have done this kind of thing. Is
Right.
how I would have
It may be with the boys, but we recently had think about.
Oh,
well,
I'm
I
not
probably
talking
shouldn't
about,
say
like-
some of one of our female
We're
wrestlers.
starting to see a change. And that's what I
she's
think the good part.
Yeah.
she's new to the country, new to the sport, new to everything. Well, she went out and this other girl beat her.
This is one of the girls on
Yes.
the teams
This
that you
This
guys
other
coach?
girl beat her, but they had a
First-year
good,
wrestler, junior,
hard match.
Barely speaks English.
Well, they connected afterwards. And the girl that beat her gave her tips. And she got knocked out of the tournament, and our girl was still on. Well, she was there helping her get ready because she had faced the other girl.
Yeah.
And so they were getting ready and
Our
making those
girl that
connections.
lost-
Our
And
girl
this
ended
girl's
up,
on the other
our
against
girl
the
ended up
girl
going
that
to
beat the other
podium
girl. So it's kinda
because
like
the other
she
girl
got a
coached her
second
through it.
chance.
That's cool.
So
And the
we're
girl that got
seeing
beat by the
connections
coach,
that
beat the girl that beat
you
her.
don't
It was
always
really cool.
expect.
I was like, that's,
And that's
so cool. She's
so
like, I wanna
going
see
back
her
to
go
like
down. I don't wanna,
the girls that were dancing on the mats or whatever in between
Yeah.
sessions. That's
It's,
where
it's not everybody,
that's-
but it is there. And
yeah.
we noticed my first year coaching wrestling, I actually ended up leaving because of some of the things that I saw I didn't agree with.
Yeah.
And it was a little bit of a hard leave, and I missed the girls, but I wouldn't deal with it. And I thought I didn't want to coach anymore.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't do wrestling. This is not going to be different. It's going to be some of the same stuff we dealt with.
How long have you been coaching? 'Cause you guys
4
are
or
how
5
long am I-
years.
I've known you guys for 5,
Yeah.
6 years,
6 years,
and I
yeah,
feel like
probably.
you guys.
I was
were
already,
coaching
I
way
was
before.
coaching before that, but it was very part time.
Yeah.
And when I went to we're down at Downers Grove South, so hello to all of them. But
Do you guys go year round?
no,
No.
no.
So that's
We-
one thing that I've always been a big fan of, like, seasons.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
feel like
There's
with the
burnout.
cross
You
training,
add
man.
you add the burnout to that. Wrestlers, we talked about like the wrestling practices, but they train hard.
oh yeah,
And
no.
Gabe knows this because he's still doing it.
And
Like,
that's what you have to do to make it at that level, because everyone is training with that intensity.
But you
Right.
have so many years you can do wrestling, and then you're done.
And that's
Right.
and that's why you're capable of doing that. You
Right.
can turn it on
We-
high for 5 or 6
we
years.
were just
and
talking
then you
about that
can-
too. Like,
you know.
he's only got most likely 3 years left. You know?
I mean, college probably, but
Yeah, if he decides to go that route.
yeah.
But I mean,
Or the
but
military.
again,
Or the
do,
military.
always do.
Does the military have
always-
wrestling?
Yes, they do.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they do because
yes, they
The
do.
military has like
Yeah.
sports and like they have representatives.
But
That's right.
they you can actually you get your MLS and do all this kind of stuff. It's
Then
not
you go back to
guaranteed at this
school and
time.
everything, yeah.
But you will wrestle for them. You will be pulled out to do that.
Wyatt Hendricks.
That's why I said it.
yeah.
I was like, I couldn't think of his name. But yes.
Yeah, it's. I mean, there's opportunities, but it's so limited.
It is.
It's
a
something you have a
smaller- it's
small
like,
window to do.
You know, the military is, or the Marine Corps is what,
Yeah.
250,000 people, and they have one wrestling team.
Right.
Yeah.
For
But
250,000.
see,
So
Yeah.
like,
Downers
it's
Grove's
college,
program-
they recruit
Yeah.
for it. The Marine Corps kind of picks out who they
The
want.
one we
Same thing
started
the
with,
Navy, you got the Naval
thought I was
Academy.
done. I went
Actually, two
kind
guys
of
I coached went to
reluctantly.
Merchant Marines,
Yeah.
they both wrestled
Went
for
and
them.
met with them to see how
Like
things were
Coast Guard
different.
Academy or
But the
something.
head coach at the time also practiced jujitsu, and there was a difference in the environment. Like coming in as a female coach, I was like, from day one, it's different.
Yeah.
When Chris came in, he goes, "Wow, this is just a different feeling in this wrestling room."
So are you just coaching girls? Or are you coaching?
I'm just coaching the girls right now, although like when we do warm-ups and do stuff like that, if I'm bouncing to show something,
Yeah.
we have some of the guys come over that I've asked to do. Obviously, we've been invited to do different things.
We
but-
have some crossover.
Yeah.
But on the daily,
To
we're
be
with the
fair,
females mostly.
I'm not willing to do wrestling full-time,
Yeah.
even as a coach.
Yeah.
Like we
It's
still
a
take
lot.
vacations.
It is
I
a-
went
it's a
to
lot.
Worlds during the middle of our
Yeah, I was
season.
gonna say like,
And you're
it-
taking
it's a
on
commitment.
their-
One,
It is.
the season is a commitment, and two, like, it's a commitment year round.
You're taking
Well-
on their needs.
You're
too.
taking in their
yeah,
needs.
That's
And-
the big thing is
Yeah.
their stresses, their needs, their everything.
Like, I wouldn't want to
we
be a
lose
head coach.
we lose
No,
our conditioning.
And even if you're just
even
a good
as an assistant,
coach,
yeah.
like you've seen us during the season, and it's like we're wore out, man.
Yeah.
Like you
You're
you
tired.
got to work
Right.
still. You got practices that
Yep.
are 2 hours a day minimum, and you're going.
We've
5
gone
days, 6
some
days a week.
special wrestlers that we just connected with after they graduated. We went to tournaments
Yeah.
out of state. We did that. It costs you when you're trying to be an athlete. You cannot be an
Yeah.
athlete and a
It's not-
coach
It's not cheap.
easily.
It's
You know what I mean?
so
It-
hard to balance
mean-
the athlete side and the coaching
Right.
side.
I mean,
Well,
we
yeah,
all,
you
we
know
all,
that, 'cause
we all
we
went
do
to
it.
Pans.
Yeah.
You know, I travel for jiu-jitsu. I bring him. I mean,
I see how you do it,
Next
man, and
next week we're going to Florida for kids' pants for
I
him.
was gonna say.
But
So,
it takes a
I
toll
feel
on your
guilty when I
family.
look
Your
at
wife.
Sean's Facebook
Oh, yeah.
and realize how
Now,
Now,
much
can
he's
you
doing, and I'm
imagine
over here
my
complaining
kids?
about
I
the half that I'm
apologize.
doing.
In high school,
Yeah.
I was doing MMA. I would show up to football games with a black eye.
Sure.
And it embarrassed my kids,
Yeah.
especially having boys. And they dealt with it. They were really good. But every time I would go to a parents' thing, they're like, "Oh, that's interesting that you do that. How cute you box."
Yeah.
And it was, not to sound gendered, but the dads would be like, "Well, I boxed." I said, "Oh, do you? Great.
Yeah, great.
Well, I bet I could do this." And I was like, "What's the point?"
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know, and it happens. Things go on. It's just anytime you do something in your life, there's a cost to your family.
Sure.
You know.
The opportunity cost for everything. I mean,
Yeah.
you did make a decision, obviously. If I
Well-
decide to coach wrestling instead of training, I'm
Yeah,
you know.
you can't balance the two.
no, and that's the hard part for.
Hopefully your
us.
family gets behind it. Like y'all
Yeah.
train together.
Yeah,
So
well,
you get to
that's
spend time together.
for me. That's the key. Is like there's no way I could do this craziness without them.
No.
Right.
Yeah.
No.
Or if he didn't wrestle and you wanted to coach wrestling, now he does. Sorry, basketball or something else. I'm not saying you would. I'm just saying if you were a basketballer and we had.
I've seen him.
Basketballer.
I've seen him play basketball.
I know why
Let's
he
just say the,
wrestles.
Hey,
the mats are good for him.
Yeah, but it is.
It's my depth perception. That's why I have to make contact.
I told my
Arm's
kids
distance
though,
isn't hard to tell. 20 feet, forget it.
it was great because I always had built-in training partners.
Yeah.
You know, when
Well-
people were like, "Aren't you worried about somebody shooting on you?" I was like, "Man, I will go ahead and do it because I had high school wrestlers
Yeah.
shooting on me. I'm not
Right.
afraid of people
That,
shooting."
and that's the other thing, right? Is like when you train with the high school kids who are like
Oh,
literally half your age.
At the
Ready to
top of their
kill you.
game, usually.
And so, and if you're getting ready to compete in like a PANS or any
Yeah.
open, like IBJJF open,
Yeah.
like you go and train with these kids that you're coaching, and they'll put it on you because they have no threshold. Plus,
Yeah.
they're trying to prove themselves too.
Well, they have to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They
You
finally
have,
get a
like, target
chance.
on your back.
Yeah, you have a target.
Like, oh, look at them.
But being an active competitor, you can understand what he feels like when he loses.
Oh, absolutely.
You can
See,
understand
and
when he
that's-
wins
yeah.
and doesn't win
To
the way
me,
he
that's
wants.
what
You can-
helps us coach on another level too, is
Yeah.
because I understand the stresses and the complications of competing and what that does to you mentally, physically,
Yeah.
emotionally, like how that plays on you.
When you
And-
have a
and
bad
when you
day, you
lose
gotta
one that you
compete
should have
anyway.
won. I know how that feels. Where you're like, you really should have beat that girl. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, here's the conversation we need to
Yeah.
have. It's not
Right.
going to be
What are you
easy,
willing to give
but
up
it
to
has
win?
to happen.
Yeah, that
Because,
exactly.
yeah.
It's sacrifice, right?
It is. It's all sacrifice. Like,
all
But there's also been a couple girls that we've pulled from tournaments that they could have continued competing.
but yeah, that's the other side of it as far
Yeah,
as being smart enough.
just
for your
knowing when they
athletes,
can. And
you know?
I felt bad because I
I'm
told
fine,
one of the
coach, I
girls, I
can
said,
go. The
"You've
trainer
got
said
so
my
many
shoulder's
years. You
fine.
just
And
signed
they're
up for
like,
college."
Yeah, I know they said you're
I was
fine.
like,
and
"Don't
you
worry
probably
about it. This
could,
tournament
but
doesn't matter."
If you tweak it
It's just
now,
one.
you
It's
got
just
regionals
one.
in 2 weeks or
And
something.
it did turn out to be one of her last, and it was hard. But I still don't think she couldn't lift her arm. And I know I've been in sports and I've done it
Well,
where you go out injured.
If we're talking about injuries, like knowing when to pull an athlete because they're hurt, yeah.
But as a coach and as an adult, I think when you have kids that you start coaching your kids,
Yeah.
and maybe other people will do it, but I didn't pay attention to it with my kids. I knew when mine were hurt.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is when you get to know, we had 24 girls starting out on our wrestling team this year. You get to know them and you start seeing something. It's like they're having a bad day.
Yep.
You know they have a hard tournament coming up, and you start working on them. Some of them
gotta
you pull to
read
the
them,
side.
yeah.
You have them pray. You have
I
this
mean,
one
you know
run.
how
You
it
have
is.
this
That's
one do
kinda
it.
That way that it is that you gotta find out how to get to the athlete or to the kid.
Yeah.
You
You,
know what I
got,
mean?
you
Because
have to get to know your students.
we're all different. Everybody's
That's
different.
why, like,
And your
I
training
love-
partners.
yeah, you're training. Like, I love that our coaches at PicaPau roll with us, right? Like, that's so important. Like, I try when I'm teaching the kids, like on Saturdays, I roll with each. I make it a point to have enough time that we have rounds for, and I have enough where I can roll with each kid in the class.
Yeah, that's
just,
very important.
Just to understand, one, when you roll with someone, you really get to learn more about them.
You can
know?
see what kind of day they're having, what
Yeah.
kind of food they
Yeah.
eat by how
Yeah.
they roll.
Yeah, absolutely. Right? Garlic bread?
Yeah. Oh, no doubt.
Chris is Chinese food. You can smell if he has Chinese food.
That was Adrian. I used to call him.
He had
Chinese food.
it was like a couple days ago. He had like
And-
garlic
and
butter.
I noticed
on
when we
his
were rolling
toast.
yesterday.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, right.
Well, you as a coach, when I
did you
told
eat
you I
that
wanted to
garlic bread last
do,
week?
I was worried about going and coaching again. You had me help coach with you.
Yeah.
So it's not
absolutely.
just your absolute coaches; it's also just the other teammates.
Yeah.
You know, and I
Yeah.
think that's what
Well,
changes some with
when you-
from wrestling to jiu-jitsu is
Yeah.
that knowing someone,
Right. Right.
those friendships.
When you
and
told me
things.
that you were thinking about doing it, but you were a little nervous, I was like, all right, you're teaching class.
Yeah,
today.
get in there.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Get in there.
Well, and we run into
you
each
get
other
on?
at,
By
at
trial by
airports,
fire.
and you're like,
Yes.
come back,
That was
it's
crazy.
time.
Where was I coming back from? I was because you guys flew back too.
We had
No,
just
you were-
flown
it was
back
fun.
We
from
were
our
not coming from the
friends.
same spot.
No.
No,
It
we
was
came
a
back
weird
from our
one.
It was
friend's
just-
funeral, and we
That's
were
right.
having a rough
Yeah.
time, and we were
Yeah.
like, I don't know, and you're like, just
That
come
was
back,
crazy.
come back to
Yeah,
training,
just come back.
get back into
sure.
it, and that was something where it was like, yeah, jiu-jitsu's a sport, But it is such a lifestyle and a supportive thing if you have the right gym.
Absolutely.
You know, which is same thing as where you're training.
Yeah.
You know, at
You have
Downward
to-
Grove has been good for
I mean,
us. It's
the
taught us
community,
things,
right?
but it's
Yeah.
it's
Community,
building
the
it.
people we surround ourselves with. It's the same concept
Absolutely.
as like friendships. You
Yeah,
know?
Yeah.
We
absolutely.
drive almost an hour to go to practice because that's where we want to be.
Right.
I can drive 10 minutes to a gym or 5, 10, 15 minutes
Yeah,
to
you
a
probably
gym.
passed like a dozen
I
of them.
probably passed 10
And
or
some
15
of
if I
them
really
we'll go
think about
visit
it,
and we
or
enjoy it.
closer, but,
Yeah.
and
You know,
again,
but-
that's not where I feel like I need to be right now.
Right.
Maybe eventually I will. I don't know how that'll
Sure,
work. But like,
sure.
we met Aaron at a very early point in our lives, in our jiu-jitsu, in our lives, in our jiu-jitsu career.
Yeah.
As I'm 42,
Where
probably
did
when
you?
I met him.
How did that go?
He was teaching a class.
Yeah, we were blue
for-
belts, I think.
Yeah.
and yeah, he was.
No,
Prime?
for
Was it UFC?
it was UFC.
Yeah, the first time we met him, he came into a UFC,
UFC gym and taught.
I think
Sizzle like bacon.
Oh, was that?
Alex.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it
but
was
Alex
in
Seaver, yeah.
Yorktown.
Yorktown.
Yorkville.
Yeah,
Yeah, he came into that one. Him and
Yorktown,
Tam came in
Yorktown.
one night. Actually, I remember him, Tam, Sal, and Eden one time came into one.
Yeah,
that was the first time I
Alex
met
was.
Sal.
I think Alex was.
He was
teaching,
Carlson
right?
Gracie at the time. Yeah,
Yeah.
and he knew them.
Yeah, they were all
headquarters,
Carlson Gracie at the time.
Yeah. And I think it was like right after or before.
Pretty
Aaron
sure
went
at
on
some
his own.
point in time in Chicago, everybody was Carlson.
I was gonna
Gracie.
say that seemed like that was the only thing in the
You
beginning
know,
at one point.
starting out, that was
We were
such a
Carlson
thing
Gracie
of
in
pride
the
for
beginning.
us. Chris got belted under him, things like that. That was
Yeah.
a huge
I actually
thing.
got my blue belt.
So
from
learning
junior.
and shifting and growing again, that's part of the
Yeah.
part of the hardships of jiu-jitsu
Yeah.
is learning you're going to change teams.
You're gonna change things.
It's gonna happen.
It's gonna
And
happen.
And it's kind of the same
But it-
concept of like coaches, right?
Yeah.
Like different styles and different people.
Yeah.
It's not really
Different
even
times.
teams as much as coaching styles because
Right.
if you can find different coaching styles in different teams, that's gonna change it. But when you've got one main that kind of
Right.
sets the feel or the vibe.
Well, and that's
Right.
what lets us stay at PicaPau so much is Aaron. Aaron doesn't care if we cross train.
No, I mean
He's so confident
just
and
go.
knows. He's
Yeah,
like,
he
this is not.
He
Yeah,
insisted.
and that was
a lot of
something
gyms
really
aren't
new
like
to
that,
us.
or gyms used to be.
And
like
it was
that.
awesome.
As far as I'm concerned.
Finding out I can go to different gyms and train and
Yeah.
enjoy it, and then come back, and
Well,
you know what I mean.
And at the end of the day, it's like you're paying for a service.
Well,
you know?
and that's
So-
Yeah.
the other thing, you know.
It's
During
like-
It's not a
wrestling
cult,
season-
okay?
Yeah, it's not a cult.
It shouldn't be a
There-
cult.
there-
It should not be a cult.
It really is crazy to me the number of gyms because there's still quite a few
yeah.
that
Did
don't allow
you
it.
have those experiences early on in jiu-jitsu? Or have you always been with
Yeah.
a very relaxed gym? Because I don't know your history of how you came up.
When I started in Carlson.
Were you
Gracie.
Carlson?
Yeah.
Was it headquarters?
No, but we'd go down to headquarters once in a while. It was actually the one over by the outlet mall when right across the street where PicaPau is now.
Oh, really? It was there?
It was over there, yeah. But I never, again, I had wrestling mindset, so cross training to me wasn't a thing because I
Right.
didn't cross train wrestling.
That was
So
the
they're
same
not
thing
doing
for
it like
us,
they
too.
are now, where they
Yeah.
have a lot of
There was rivalry.
open mats. There's
It-
clinics that go on
Yeah,
constantly.
I didn't
I
know what
remember-
open mat was when I started.
What
either,
year
though.
did you start? Like, how old were you when you started? or how
We
long
started
ago?
what you were born 2010, 2015.
Yeah.
Because
Did you have open mats or no?
No.
Because I know Oak
Yeah,
Forest had
no.
open mats and things like that.
No, that's what I was.
All
gonna
of the
comment
ones are
on,
doing
because
now. There's
same
open
thing.
mats.
And-
we had open mat, but it was open mat for just the gym.
And-
so it wasn't
So it
really
wasn't other
open.
schools
Were you-
coming?
It was just there wasn't no class.
When
it was
they
just people going.
when they finally did like open it up and open it, didn't you get like the warning of like, hey, be careful from guys coming from other schools, like they're gonna try to tear your head off, like.
They never opened.
Oh, okay.
So I never
like,
knew.
When we first heard about them doing the okay,
Yeah.
we're gonna open it up a little bit.
Yeah.
They were like, hey, just if you do go to an open mat, or if we have people come in, know that they're gonna come at you pretty. Like they were stressing that it's gonna be like a bloodbath. And
Early-
that's so right away. I'm like, well, I ain't going open mats then. I'm gonna get
So
my
I
head
was
tore off.
warned
I'm
about
gonna get
that.
my head tore off by people I know.
By your previous coaches?
Yeah, I was warned about that with previous coaches because I was saying my dad lives out of state, and I was like, I'm gonna go visit my dad, and I'm probably gonna go train at this.
Sorry.
And this was not Aaron. This was a previous
No, this
gym.
was previous gym.
Okay.
This would be. Aaron was there, but he wasn't. I think he had left at that point.
Okay.
But they had warned me that like, hey, if you go and do this, they may be out for blood.
You might have a target on
They
your back.
may have a target on your back. You may get hurt.
See,
for
that's what
blood.
I had been told.
So I'm like,
too.
oh, okay. I guess that makes sense. Because like at that point, I think I was still a white belt.
And it was still the wrestler mindset.
Still a wrestling mindset.
Well, I don't think so because I won pans as a blue belt.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, every time you go to a new gym now, they're going to be out to prove that you don't deserve it or this. And let's be honest,
Yeah.
that's not what happened.
Yeah.
That's
Most people are
I was-
excited to roll.
How many
with
people
someone
even
who's
realize that
decent.
you won pants when you go to a different gym?
Nobody knows.
You know?
A few
Nobody
people here
has,
and there.
Nobody knows.
if the females
for
have been
me.
in my division.
Well,
You know, and
that's ki-
females
that's-
are
that
different.
might be
Females
true.
are a little bit different.
That
though,
might be
honestly.
true.
true. Because
Females,
you
there's
guys
not
are
as many.
little bit.
again. You guys are more
We're like-
sociable.
I know.
So,
She's one out of those 20 that
Yeah.
I've seen before.
Yeah,
'cause
I
it's
don't
a smaller
know-
division.
Because even in the women's group on Facebook, they'll post, hey, looking for this person. They're in my division. Just want to make sure they're going to be
You
there
guys
because
have
there's
a
only
women's page on Facebook?
there's several. There's
There's
women
a
over
40
40.
and over jiu-jitsu one.
Yeah, that one I'm
But
on.
there's women over 40. There's
That's
all
what
these
we're
different
both
women's groups that are on Facebook and different social medias. And because sometimes there's
And
only
they're
3 or
chatting on
4,
there, too?
well, sometimes there's only 3 or 4 women in the whole
Yeah.
age division, not
Yeah.
just your weight.
Right.
So you make those connections. You find out, or it's, hey, I've got a
Yeah,
buddy
if you
that's
go in and look at the division.
I want to.
and
To be honest, I find
yeah.
like women's matches in wrestling and jiu-jitsu more
Way
entertaining.
better, yeah.
Like it's more. It seems more technical and more just.
see.
I
like it.
In wrestling, though, I think girls are like vicious. And
The
mean.
the
one thing
emotions
I'm
I don't
seeing-
like. He likes the emotions with the girls wrestling. I don't
What do you
deal.
mean the emotions?
So when they got a problem,
I don't think I like the emotions.
when they
I
have a
to
problem
deal
and they're
with the emotions.
crying or having things like that, I don't
That's-
deal well
I,
with tears.
I don't like that either.
So I kick it
That
over.
means
He's
it
the nice
matters.
coach.
That means
Yeah.
it matters.
No,
I
and
get
such
it.
and such
I
looked
get
at me funny.
So there
and
are
I don't
times-
deal
yeah,
with
that-
that.
that's the difference. I don't deal with that.
That's drama.
Yeah.
I
I
don't
don't
deal
deal
with
with that.
Yeah.
If a girl comes off the mat and is crying, I'm like, why are you crying?
Yeah.
Well, I'm crying because of this. All right, well, I'm glad you're upset. Dry it up a little bit because
Oh,
I'd
no.
be upset too.
He can say it's short.
Like-
He's a 45-minute talker with them and lets them get their feelings out,
In
which
case you
is
haven't noticed, I
wonderful.
enjoy to hear my own voice. I mean, that's just how I am.
But they're always like, he likes us, he's doing this. And I was like, that's fine, but you're still running.
But I do agree with what you're doing, right?
There's a balance.
Yeah, there's a
Like-
balance. I tell my kids, just my kids, not my students or anything, but like Brandon,
Just your children.
Brandon and Gabe and Madison, like
My
hey,
offspring.
win or lose, it doesn't matter. You are not to celebrate on the mat, and if you lose, you're not to cry.
Well, we told girls,
You can leave the mat,
Keep it to
go into the
yourself.
locker room, go wherever, just go to your little quiet spot, and then let it all
Get
out.
over-
That's fine.
but we had females that were going up against guys when my kids were younger, because my boys, they had females on their team.
Sure.
They were so
youth
awesome.
wrestling, we had some
Oh
pretty
my
good
gosh,
females
our
back in the
Yeah,
day.
we can't say names, but
Okay.
there's
Ra-
one that my youngest.
Rachel Russell.
Yeah.
Well-
I mean, yeah, Watson. Natalia
Yeah,
Watson.
she
We
was
can say
my
Italian,
youngest.
she's
They
bad.
battled. She was amazing. She was awesome. So my boys have gone with girls and stuff. Well, one of my things was if a girl
Was
beats
this
a
in
boy,
middle school, high school?
no,
Grade school.
even grade
Grade
school.
school.
Yeah, grade school.
Yeah,
How-
although she
when did
continued
you get
on.
your boys in the wrestling?
Oh my gosh,
Like since
7.
birth?
Austin started wrestling when he was
They were
09. He was
7,
09.
right?
So Austin was 8 and Connor was 6.
And then they took a break,
Yeah.
and then we got into elite wrestling, and I thought it was normal, 6 days a week, 3 hours in the wrestling room. I thought that was normal.
Elite, the club?
An elite wrestling
it was an elite
program.
wrestling
It's called
program.
Spartan Elite.
Because there's a
But it's
there's an
changed.
IK.
Elite.
Well, there's
Yeah,
a,
this
there's a
was just
couple
Spartan
different ones,
Elite.
yeah, and it
was,
changed.
It was like a next level. It was
Yeah.
not like your park.
Well, they were
district level.
hitting-
It was more of a
It was one of
little
the
bit.
Was it an IK club? Like
Yeah,
IK
it was an
club?
yeah, and it was really great, and I thought that was normal. But we had some of our females celebrate over winning with guys in a way that I was like, you do it
Yeah,
again,
don't do
you're off
that.
the mat.
Yeah.
We had-
Because I don't care if a girl beats a guy or if a guy beats a girl.
Right.
You're both wrestlers. Don't
Yeah.
pull that crap. Don't
Yeah.
throw your headgear.
Yeah.
You know, more than
Oh,
anything
that-
else, you
oh my
control
gosh. You
your
control
temper.
your- yeah.
And we did have one of our
Well, and that's
girls in
part of the
high school that
discipline.
threw her headgear,
Yes.
and she knew immediately. She goes, "I'm sorry." I was like, "Hey, you come back from it. Go do your laps anyway."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You get the punishment,
Right.
but I'm
But
gonna.
that's, I've said it a million times, and I say it all the time to our wrestlers, is that we all make mistakes. We all fail. We
Everyone
all fall.
does.
We fumble. But our character is defined on how we recover from that.
Yes.
So mess up, I get it. It happens. We all do it.
Yep.
Don't kill
Yep.
yourself over it. But now how you come back and how you recover is going to
Yeah.
define who you are. I mean, Lord knows, I'm not done making mistakes. We'll
Absolutely.
keep coming back.
Absolutely.
So
Well, and
yeah.
parents make I don't understand how parents will sit on the side and do that, especially the ones that have never been on the mats.
Yeah.
And I get a little irritated with that because sometimes I hear it when we're in there rolling, and I'll hear the parents on the side of some of these teenagers, and they're like, "Well, she's a female. You should be able to beat her." And I was like, "Why? I'm
Why?
a purple belt. He's a white
Yeah.
belt, or he's a gray belt, or whatever." I'm like, "Why would he be able to beat me? Why does that make any sense? Especially if I'm heavier than him already."
Well,
Yeah.
would
You know,
think
and you
with
hear the
jiu-jitsu-
comments, and I'm like, "Why don't you step on the mats?" And he goes, "You can't do that." And I
Yeah.
was like,
That's
"Yeah,
what-
I can." I was like, "Come on, Dad,
So
let's go
that's
play."
another thing I like about PicaPau with the kids classes. Aaron has told many parents and continues
Yeah.
to, and will probably forever. Even wrestling kids that come in, their parents will try to coach from the sideline.
Nope.
Aaron's like, "Nope, we're not doing that. If you want to coach, get on the mat.
Yeah.
Start rolling, and then
Start understanding. the
Find
sport,
out
yeah.
how it. Well, and I know there's one of the females at our gym that recently told me the reason she started rolling was because she was told that, and she goes, "Okay, well maybe I have time to do it." and she started rolling. You don't know what they're going through if you haven't done it.
Right.
And I understand there's disabilities, there's issues that keep people off the mat,
Right.
but I feel like we have enough people in our gym that roll
Yeah.
that maybe you will never be,
Yeah.
you know, an elite competitor and all this, but you
you
can
don't
roll.
need
Yeah.
You don't
Not
need-
everybody has to.
That, and I guess that going back to the hobby term, I guess that's kind of like the
Yeah,
hobby type
Yeah.
type way, where you don't compete, you just come in and train. I agree. I think if you're gonna put your kids in it, you should do it.
Well, and I think everybody should try one competition
Yeah.
just to
Oh,
know,
I think
just to
that's it.
know that
I-
fear
I-
and that elation and that,
The adrenaline from it.
yeah,
And the nerves.
yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
I
how to
agree
deal
with you.
with that.
Completely.
There is-
I am.
But that could be because we like competing
Yes,
and hate competing, you know?
100%. I'm a bully when it comes to that. Ask Joe; he'll tell you. I bully him all the time. And be like, Joe,
I don't
you
have to
just-
ask Joe. I feel it. You look at us like, why aren't y'all coming to practice? And I was
Come on,
like,
let's
geez.
go. Let's go.
He's talking
I-
about competing though too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
I
like,
know.
come on.
He always
Come on.
bounced.
Let's
I
go.
know.
Let's go.
I'm gonna be over here if you need me. Talk
Yeah.
to Gabe. So what's new with you,
Gabe,
man?
this is nice,
Good to
right?
see you. You guys had a conversation.
He's a bully over there in the corner. We don't look at him.
That's
Talking
right.
about opportunity cost and time, and then Sean's like, so competing.
So competing, huh?
Oh, when's the last time you guys were there? You're busy, right? I was like, yeah,
All
I'm
right,
in
let's
garden.
not lead down that road. So talking about the full circle back to hobbyists, right? So I think what you're getting, honestly,
I think hobbyists are good. I don't.
It's a
I
weird
don't-
term,
it's a
though,
weird-
isn't it?
It's just. It's
Does
a
it
hard.
mean you don't compete if you're a hobbyist?
But even like
so maybe we just call them
because
artists.
But-
They're mixed martial artists, right?
well, they are artists.
Martial artists.
I don't
had
know.
this
I thought
conversation.
we were- I
So
can't call myself-
You should go back
a
and
mixed
listen
martial
to
Are you an
artist.
artist?
Go listen to the podcast of
You and Joe?
Joe, because Joe.
Oh my gosh, I bet that's
it,
great.
it is an art, and he
It
has
is,
completely
yeah.
convinced me that totally an art. But like
He's also an artist.
he
so
is
that could be
he's
why.
a very
Yeah.
good artist.
I know he is.
He's artistic.
He doesn't
He's
admit
very-
it, but he
doesn't
is.
think that he's a good artist.
Yeah.
But
Well, I've seen his stuff
I
on
doubt it.
Facebook.
Yeah, I was
That's
gonna
really good.
say you can't.
Yeah,
You know, he's
he's
humble.
Yeah, he's very humble. We love him.
Until he plays with legs, then he's not so humble.
No, then
Just
then
saying.
he's the bully.
Isn't
right?
he?
Yeah.
That's what he asked me the other day. He goes, "Do you want to roll?" And I was like, "I just finished with Sean. I can't breathe. I'm leaving."
My ankle and my knee are bugging me.
Yeah, that's right. My knees, my ankles.
I want to keep
my
them
toe.
where they're at.
Yeah. Anyway, hobbyists, I think.
But that's
Okay, so going back to hobbyists, right? Hobbyists are like, they're not hobbyists. You're training for a reason, either to compete or self-defense
or to stay in shape,
or stay in shape
or relief.
or relief.
You know,
I got
having
more.
ADHD and anxiety,
Emotional.
getting into the gym,
Yeah.
like I went on Friday
Man.
night to the thing, and I showed up early, and you're
Right.
like, and I came in with my headphones, and
I
I
know.
really couldn't look at people, and I was like nervous. I had a gym I've been at forever,
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh my god, but I haven't been here. And then when I was rolling with you afterwards, I was like, tell me everything I did wrong, Sean. You're like, you're fine. I
You're
was like,
fine.
Just
"And I'm
getting
messing
here
this
is
up."
good. Like that's
just
the thing.
you walked in
Showing
the
up.
door. It's good enough.
That's it. Like that's the hardest part.
It did help
And
that
you
y'all
keep
had
coming
wrestling
back,
class,
so there's
though.
that.
Well, I mean,
Knowing that I was
it's
coming in at the end
inconsistent
of
with me,
wrestling
but
class,
they're
I was like,
trying.
okay, at least I'll be comfortable seeing that.
Yeah, it's-
Wanting to see
you
what
should-
kids were there.
You guys should bring your kids to wrestling.
Trying to get him in.
You know what? My Connor, man, he's gonna be so mad at us for bringing him up. He had said
He's not gonna watch this.
he was a
Nobody
phenomenal.
does. I think we get like 2 views of.
I gotta watch it now. I mean, let's be honest.
He is such a gifted athlete.
200.
Hates
Because you
competing.
watched it 10 times.
He said, I loved wrestling. I didn't like competing. And his 8th grade year, he did not compete at all. But Chris was starting to coach at the high school, so he went up there.
How did that work for him to?
He-
Because I never thought, until I started jiu-jitsu, I never thought, and maybe this is why I have a hard time with hobbyists, the term hobbyist, not a hobbyist, but like.
Are you saying you have a beef with hobbyists? Just
No, I don't
curious.
have a beef with
He just
hobbyists.
doesn't
Oh,
get
The-
we'll get
the-
some more viewers.
the-
We'll start
the-
saying Sean's
the-
got a beef hobbyist.
Yeah.
Come after him.
Yeah, right. They're all gonna.
What do
come
you
in
got
and
to say about being a hobbyist now?
I think it's just the term, because like even in wrestling, like 8th grade wrestling, right? I just thought I had to compete because I was
Well,
on the team.
he asked us.
Either
So-
He didn't
varsity
want to. He
or
came up to the high
JV.
school and just
Yeah,
practiced
so
as
that
an 8th
year
grader.
was the year that I transitioned from grade school wrestling to high school wrestling.
Yeah.
So I started, well, he was in the 8th grade, so what
Yeah.
year was that? He was 13 years old, so it was probably 2010 maybe?
I have no idea. I forget how
No,
old they are sometimes.
2015, ballpark when I started coaching wrestling at the high school level. No, it had to be.
But
doesn't
Chris,
matter.
we
It was
told
before
them
that, but it doesn't matter.
wasn't the
Anyways.
only year. There were several years where
So-
he'd say he didn't want to compete.
We would have had to go to like IKW stuff and high school stuff. And
Yeah.
so what his thing was is he goes, I don't really want to compete. Can I just come practice with you at the high school? And I'm like, I'll talk to our head coach and make sure. But I go, hey, can Connor come with me? He's an 8th grader, you know. He's like, he's not got his own thing going, and he's like, no, yeah, he's fine. Come on up. So he got to wrestle freshman year like twice.
Yeah.
Because he came up.
Well, and he had a
year,
phenomenal,
freshman year.
but he was relaxed about it. And we had
Yeah.
always told our kids, you don't have to compete, but you do have to practice. You have to constantly have like, man, it's
with
gonna
our
sound bad, but
daughter
it's
who,
spiritual, emotional,
Yeah.
financial
The
health.
I
You
call it
have
the
to
pillars
do
of
those.
life, man.
Yeah.
You've got 4 pillars. You've got physical, you've got financial, you've got emotional, and you've got behavioral, right?
Yep.
So all of those things need to be
In alignment.
in alignment or taken care of. When one's out of whack, everything's kind of out of whack. So when you think about that top pillar, when one of them's not where it's supposed to be, your life is out of balance, and that's across the board.
We
So
made-
we try to get them to understand that the training part of it is not really because you're training for a purpose, but you're training because you need it.
Our
You need it to
daughter
help keep you in
wanted to
line.
work out at the gym. She said, that's going to be my physical training. Well, she was going for an hour or two, wouldn't come home sweaty. So we made her start wearing a cardio
She would
monitor.
not come home sweaty?
No.
Yeah, she wasn't
would
sweaty.
not
She was
break a sweat at the
visiting.
gym. She was going
What's
to
she
the
doing?
gym.
She doing what
She
kind
was
of gym
supposed
are
to
we
be doing
talking about?
cardio.
She was going up to like an LA Fitness
Oh,
or
okay.
something
So
like
it wasn't
that.
like
Sport.
it wasn't a
No,
jiu-jitsu
like
gym
no,
or
jiu-jitsu.
nope,
wrestling? Okay.
nope.
She was going into Navy boot camp,
Got
and we
it.
told her she needed to do 3 days.
Well,
of
this was
cardio
before
a
it.
week.
She was just visiting with her friends, but she wasn't getting sweaty.
Yeah.
So we made her start wearing a monitor.
The Fitbit and all that.
And so when she started seeing it, I was like, because if you're not raising your heart rate,
Yeah.
if you're not getting there, you're not getting the benefits.
She was doing like 45 minutes on the elliptical,
Yeah.
but she was just doing it at a moderate
Just
pace
enough.
and never actually hitting the cardio.
And that's
Yeah.
the difference. Like you can go into practice and just float through it.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
because there are people that, like you said, hobbyists, that can go in there and they have a detailed list of stuff they're working on. And they're in there and they're paying attention and all this stuff is going on. With me, if I don't have a competition coming up or if I'm not actively working through something, I'm going to get lazy.
Yeah.
You put a date in a competition, watch me show up to class.
so
Watch me get my weight under control.
I knew he was.
I am-
She's leading him really.
Yeah, she's right.
What road?
Just wait.
Yeah, just wait. It's going right down it.
Oh, no.
So,
What I do.
I'm the same way. Like I usually, if I go in, I'll take the class. I'll do the drills.
Do you warm up?
Yeah, I need
Usually,
to.
yeah, I
I
was
need
gonna
to
say,
now.
I've seen
yeah,
those.
I absolutely need to.
I hate it when I
Like,
can't.
man, if I don't warm up, then
When Mike was
And the
running
whole-
Saturdays and we had to
the
do
whole
the
first two
warm ups,
times
I
you
was like,
guys-
oh my
you
gosh.
guys are purple belts, so like you guys skip that anyway, right?
Dude, well, I wish I didn't have to. I wish I could be there on time.
Dude, I feel like we're like running to get there, and I was like, "Can we just have some warm ups? Because my body doesn't
You know how
move
you miss
anymore."
warm-ups at Purple Belt? It's because your life is
Because
so
your life is
busy
so
because
busy.
like
Yeah.
that's just the time.
Yeah,
I guess.
it is.
Most aren't 16 and healthy anymore.
That's,
Okay.
that's true too.
Yeah, that's valid. You put a few miles
Take note.
in.
Take note. You'll get there.
Wait, do you need to warm up, or do you just feel fine?
No,
all
he
the
just
time?
goes right
I
in.
just go right into it.
He can go.
He's
right
got
in.
that. He's got that
Yeah, he's like,
Still
yeah,
don't
that's
have
exactly right.
damaged
He'll
knees
do
just
this.
yet.
He'll do this. He'll be like, all right, let's go.
little bit of little tug on his shoulder.
Like especially like I need to warm up. If we're doing takedowns, I need to do something to warm up, like
Squats, a little bit of
squats
loosen the knees,
or
yeah.
what is it, stance in motion type
Yep.
thing, you know,
Yep.
where I'm starting to get the blood flowing, get a little bit of a sweat before somebody takes me down. If somebody takes me down cold, especially on a jiu-jitsu mat,
Oh my gosh.
oh
Something's
man,
gonna hurt.
something's broke.
So it's funny you
It's
say
on
that
me.
because I found that in life I need to warm up for the day. So what
Yeah.
I'm starting to do is when I get out of bed, I go in the pool now, first thing, and I do like some squats in the pool and I
Yeah.
do some stretching, and I'm like,
Just to
dude,
get out of bed.
after I get out of bed, you know, it's only 70 degrees in the pool, but it's still colder than normal.
Well, and we cold
then-
plunge afterwards.
And I got the
Yeah.
cold plunge at 55, so I'm kind of layering that same
Recovery
stuff into
takes
my
as much
life to,
time
like,
as the
do
working
more
out
things
now.
in life, you know.
Recovery is key, especially
another huge part.
even at your age, recovery is key.
Yeah.
Like we train a lot.
I can't stress that.
I think we train like we drill pretty much every day, but especially now leading up to like a competition, we
Oh,
drill
yeah.
every day. So like we're talking about competing. If I'm not competing and I'm going into the gym and I'm just working on something, like maybe I'm just studying a new move, I want to change something up. So I'll just try and hit that move over and over and over again, or
Work
maybe I'll let,
different trees or something,
or
yeah.
maybe I'll let people put me in bad positions and see how I can get out of them. And most of the time I don't. You know,
That's life.
most of the time I'm waking up and be like, what was that? No, just kidding.
Occasionally.
Yeah, just happened maybe twice. You know, so I'll go through that. My diet is crap. But as soon as you're right, as soon as I sign or send money to say, hey, I'm signing up for this.
As soon as I click
boom.
submit.
As soon as it's submit, it's like,
Send
it's
pay.
game time.
It's different for
It's
you
game
guys,
time.
but
I'm
when I
going to
see
the
there's
store.
actually females and I start looking at the name and I'm like, oh my God, oh my God.
So
I don't look at, that's the other thing, I don't look at a bracket.
She
Oh, I
just
do.
looks to make sure she has competition.
That's all I do.
Because
I
there's
look at
been
the
times
number.
that I get there and
I
if
look at
there's
the number.
nobody there,
Yeah.
then I'm like, it is too upsetting.
Yeah.
So I have
See,
to make
I
sure.
don't-
I look at the number.
I don't think
I just
I've-
want to know how many people, because then I can estimate how
I'll sometimes
much
try to get a
I need
visual, like so I can then visualize, because I'm a big visualization person. Like I believe in like watching myself take somebody down in my head before I actually take them down.
Well, you also have
So
to
do you
focus.
game plan?
Yes.
No, not at all.
Yes, he does.
No. There's a difference between game planning and mental prep.
When Chris
I don't have a
learned
plan for what's going on a match.
that
ever.
Yeah, I
that
don't either.
pans
I walk out
in-
and I take the opportunity, whatever comes to me. I keep
Yeah.
bumping the
that pans in Dallas that
Yeah.
he won against that person that he couldn't out wrestle.
Yeah.
And it relied
The
on
one
his
where
jujitsu
the one
and
where you had him in a
determination.
guillotine for like
Yes.
2
30
minutes.
seconds.
We were laughing
I was-
because
I
he
was
was
counting
he
that
was
down.
so
Dude, that was
proud
rough.
because he said my jujitsu beat his jujitsu.
Yeah.
And now he lost to the same guy.
No, I didn't see him again
I
actually.
thought you saw him again.
Nope, I lost to the guy, another
And-
wrestler.
oh, that lost to
If I,
him.
we were on opposite sides of the
You're
bracket.
right. You're right.
I lost to the guy that lost to him in the final.
But
Yeah.
in knowing this guy's a good
Well-
wrestler, I have to really polish up on my jujitsu.
Well, and that was the thing is I was hoping, again, you always hope that your wrestling is where it needs to be because, in all honesty, it's very hard for, at our age, to get better at wrestling now.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not getting any more flexible. My takedowns aren't getting any more smooth.
you
Like,
have
You could drill it, I
we-
guess.
we do
Well,
drill,
we
and they
could
do
drill
get
it.
better, but they're not
Right.
improving fast.
So-
you know what's funny about that is like, if I take someone down in my mind, I was like, man, that was awesome. Then I'll go and watch a video of that same takedown that I just did, and I'm like, that was garbage.
I'm the exact opposite. I'll take somebody down and be like, I can't believe how sloppy that was. And then I'll watch the video and be like, it was that good and it took me that long to do
Yeah.
it? Like, I
It's-
can't
and
you
it's
know,
in slow
so
motion.
it's like either one or
It's
the
like-
other.
Yeah, it's like you think that you're going like lightning fast, and you'll watch it back and be like, that took
I don't
way too
remember
See,
doing
I
that.
feel like I move so slowly, and Chris, like some of my arm drags have been awesome.
Yeah.
And boy, that sounds
It's
not
okay, keep
arrogant.
going. Don't worry, you are.
But like there's certain arm drags,
know you.
and I'll forget it, and I was like, I don't even know how I got to their back. And he goes, you did that arm drag, and
Yeah.
I'll watch it, and I was like, I didn't think I could really hit arm drags. And he goes, that's your favorite thing.
It's like
Yeah.
And I
smooth
don't-
when
you don't-
you do
Yeah.
it without thinking. That's the
But
whole
that's the
point of it.
muscle
Like,
memory from drilling.
That's the
Right.
opportunity.
That's-
That's why I don't game plan.
Yeah. That,
Because
me
when
too.
it's there, it's got to be there. If it's not,
I always find I
why are you
mentioned
looking
this.
at me? Every time I say I don't game plan, you look at me like
I mentioned this to like
You
Joe and
don't-
others. The worst thing that I can do when I'm even rolling in the gym, like when I'm drilling something or trying to get to a position and try to work that one position, I mess it up over and over and over again because I'm thinking. Like
Yeah.
if I can just flow and let it go and not turn my brain off, that's when I start doing better.
See, he says he doesn't game plan, but when he gets a date and he starts hitting his weight,
Mm-hmm.
then he starts working these moves.
But that's not game planning. That's
That's just
creating
fine-tuning.
opportunity.
But I've seen you
Right?
take it where if you know somebody that you've gone against, I know he does this.
That's-
you put it into place. You know how to go out there.
So the good thing about my division is that a lot of heavyweights wrestle and grapple the same.
Yeah.
So like when I do get a judo individual or someone that rides a little high with underhooks or something a little bit different outside, because most of the
Is that
guys that
not
are
game
weight,
planning?
it's not game planning. It's anticipating for
It's
the.
anticipating.
It's
yeah.
not. I'm not walking out there being like, all right,
Like
I'm
you
gonna hit a head snap to an
probably,
outside
you
someone."
probably, yeah, you probably
You
think
find out
like
what their
maybe the
background
first,
is.
first 20 seconds of the match.
It's
Yes.
all
That's
feel.
really
Yes.
Yeah.
that's how like for me it's like okay I know I'm gonna go out there and I'm going to get in my stance and I'm gonna avoid a grip. That's
Like,
all I
see,
think about.
And I may be going, I'm getting inside ties. That's all
Yeah.
I want right,
Right.
now. I want to be inside first. you
One
know,
of his
like,
first
and
major
fight for that,
tournaments,
and then be like, all right, I can
this
get in this
really
position. Now I
amazing
can do
judo
something.
guy. He
Yeah.
should have won the whole division.
That dude was
He
bad.
threw Chris. And
Where was
because
this
he
at?
threw him pins.
It was Florida. I was a blue
Oh
belt.
my gosh,
Okay.
yeah. The guy threw him.
Our first. That was. It was like right after I got
Yeah.
promoted.
And it was so
yeah.
amazing
To
because
do
it
that, yeah.
ticked him off enough that he was no
Well, like,
longer nervous and he ended up
I
winning
had
the
never
match
been like judo thrown that well.
by
before.
somebody that
you
did
guys
judo.
do a lot of pans, don't you?
We really love
We
him.
started with
Yeah.
big tournaments.
Yeah.
Like,
Do you know
we
they
went-
moved them to New York?
Yeah, I heard.
Were they in New York before?
Aaron said it was before.
I
Our
don't
first
know
ones
that.
we did.
Kissimmee.
We've done.
Because when we were in Dallas.
We've done
which
we've
I
done
thought-
Dallas and
I've
we've done Florida.
Dallas and Florida.
And let me
Yeah.
say, I love Dallas, but Florida is a whole. Oh,
Yeah.
I think we
Did you
did
guys
Florida.
ever do Master Worlds?
Yeah, the one with you.
remember we were out there?
Nogi.
Were you
we
with
did
us?
Nogi.
That was
Oh.
Nogi Worlds. Though.
We
Yeah,
did
you were
Nogi
there.
World.
I've not done
That
G
was
Worlds.
Nogi Worlds. You gotta do. We should
did
do.
Nogi Masters World.
we should
It's
do-
different, right?
We should do Master.
But isn't that in December?
No, it's in August. It's like the end of August.
Like coming up?
Yeah. I'm not saying we're gonna do it now this
Hey,
year,
hey,
but
hey.
next year.
What's on
Just
your
in case
schedule?
you missed it, there it was.
The shame.
Yeah, he just set the hook. Remember I told you just wait for it, it's coming? That
What?
was him casting the when you started talking about
to-
competitions, and then
to
that's
set
what
up
I
a
said.
trip?
I said, wait for it, Gabe. It's coming down. It's coming down. And here it
Well,
was.
the cool
Ah,
thing-
there it is.
so
I got it. He's
Master
setting the hook
Worlds.
now.
So I have like this love-hate relationship with IBJJF right now. Like, I'm
Okay, wait. When did they start putting in these little medical timeout things?
medical timeout things.
Yeah, we saw they
I don't-
did
you
a
had
timeout.
mentioned it to me.
Yes, they were
That,
looked like
someone can take an injury timeout
or something
on the
like
mat
that.
or
Like
something.
his shoulder was out at Chicago. Was it?
Something. I do remember
Yeah,
something.
I've
um,
not seen that.
Who was it? It
In
was
jiu-jitsu?
yeah, it
I
was.
see it. I see it in wrestling all the
no,
time.
no, no. In
No,
wrestling, it
was-
happens. It
It
was.
was Aaron, wasn't it?
It wasn't Aaron. It was.
Alex? Receiver?
No, no.
Somebody who was grappling.
It was our guy
Their
on our
opponent,
team,
They stopped it,
Brent.
and we thought.
They stopped
Nope, it
his
wasn't
match
Brent.
for
It was-
something, wasn't it?
It might have been Torres. But they stopped the match. The guy like got up and he went like that, and I'm like, I guess he had a shoulder lock. And then the referee's like, "You okay?" And he's like, "Yeah." And then they put him back in the same position and
I've
restarted.
never seen that. I was like,
I've
did they
never seen
suddenly
it.
make
And
it
I mean,
where
they
it was a
gave him
thing?
like time to like stretch his arm out and everything,
Yeah.
and then he's like, "Yeah, I'm okay." And then they put it back.
I've never seen
So-
that because usually.
What? Right? It did
You
happen,
remember-
correct?
So that was not a.
Did
That's
you
not.
see it?
Like I think his arm popped out or something.
Yeah,
Did
and
you
they
see it?
gave him time to
because
fix.
he had a brace. And
But
then,
it was like
But the
not. It was on the
problem-
opposite
I've never-
shoulder.
I've
He was
never-
I've always
attacking
been
or
told
something,
if you
too.
if you do like that or you ow,
Yeah,
that's a verbal
that's a
tap.
verbal
You're
tap.
done. And then
Yeah.
I saw that
I
and I
think
was like,
his shoulder,
things
like
must
you're
have
saying,
things
like-
must have
Yeah,
changed.
but even then,
So
like
is Romero?
I've seen it
He
before
should've
where
been.
like you get a bloody nose in jiu-jitsu and they're done.
If you bleed on the person,
Yeah,
that's it.
you're
Yeah.
done.
That was weird. It was.
Well-
That's why she's mentioning it because it was unusual.
Yeah, I was in
don't
shock.
know,
I said,
she's like-
please don't bring that to jujitsu. I don't
I
like that
hated
about
it. I hated
wrestling.
it.
I
I
don't
don't
like
either.
the
See somebody get
because if
chatted
they're
and
out
you're like,
conditioning,
oh, it's
Yeah.
my
our
asthma.
girls will have like
And you're
conditioning.
like,
Like,
dude,
oh, it's
if you have
asthma. And I'm like, I
you
have
should
asthma.
not-
Yeah.
And
I
if
have
you
had to
asthma,
compete
you
with
can
an
compete
asthma
with it.
attack
Like that's
going
part
on.
of it,
You deal with it. That's part of
I have an
jiu-jitsu.
No,
ACL
I agree.
reconstruction. I'm not
They-
taking a timeout because my
I
knee
agree.
hurts.
And
You know?
I've seen it. I've
It's
seen
the
it
same
work
thing.
in
It's
people's.
a disability.
Yeah,
It's a
I've seen it
problem.
work in people's favor, especially the last year or so in more high school wrestling than I did see it in like.
It's
Right.
so much in
in,
high school wrestling.
Like in his junior high wrestling and stuff like that in IK, I didn't see it, but in high school wrestling, it was like every week.
Yeah.
And they're
So-
coming
a
in
kid
with
would
some of
get
these
hurt
shoulder
or something,
braces
yeah.
The
that make it
asthma-
really
the
hard
asthma
to do
thing
some of
kills
the
me
stuff.
when they ask for the inhaler.
Yeah.
Like they'll stop and be like, "I need my inhaler."
Yeah.
What?
What?
You need a
Yeah.
break, is what you need.
You need a break.
cardio. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
I don't think they should be able to stop in the middle.
They shouldn't.
And
That's
have a
like-
timeout at all.
Another pet peeve of mine is like when you're at an open mat or in the gym and you're rowing, and the person you're rowing with stops your match midway through just so you can go get something to drink. Like, all right,
What?
That's not
I've
do
never
that.
No, I
seen
haven't
that.
had that happen. They stop your match?
Like it's not
Or
like
they'll say, "I'm done."
What
it's
if it'd
not
be like
it's
at a
not
natural breaking point?
it's
kind
not
of?
it's not like we're in a competition or anything. But like
Well, it's still a
you're
trip.
going to a 6-minute round.
Okay, to be fair, I have pulled like my shirt down, or if I'm rolling with
That's
certain
different.
people,
Wardrobe
I'll yank
Going to
malfunctions,
it
you
get a
should be able
drink
to
of
do
Yeah.
water, that's
Like,
kinda, you can wait
it's
3
just like
days.
if they start pulling my pants down from the gi, I want to be able to fix that. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Right,
So
right.
that's different. But like
I've never had anybody say I'm gonna go get a drink.
Like
Is that a hobbyist?
you'll-
Sorry.
Did he give you a timeout at least? Was he dying?
he was dying.
Okay. That could have. Well, hey,
Hobbyists.
Hobbyist.
I have nothing against you. I love you.
as long as you don't need a
This
drink during your
episode
match.
brought by the hobbyists.
I hope you don't need a drink during your match. At least.
If you need a drink during your match,
Even if
Go
you're
ahead.
a competitor.
oh,
You heard it, you heard it here first.
go compete. Go compete. It's perfectly okay. We'll get you drinks.
They don't let you drink on the competition.
Hey, you know what though? Sometimes I do like it. If I'm really gasping for air, and especially with some of the younger athletic people, they're like, what should I do next? I'm like, oh, thank God.
Yeah.
Hang
Yeah.
on, let me explain to you. I catch my breath because I
Yeah.
can't keep up because I just ate.
And in my defense, I believe I have stopped a match once and said, I am dying and I need to catch my breath. So, but I think it was against someone a little bit bigger than me at the time.
Was
so
it Matt?
I think it was Sal, actually.
Sal.
And I think
Well,
he was giving me the business that
Sal,
day,
Sal's a
too.
big dude.
He was
so-
gosh.
beating me up pretty
yeah.
good, man. And I
Yeah,
was
I
like,
would not wanna
I'm
be
like,
under Sal.
Sal, I hate to say this to you. I'm dying, though. I've been out of shape for too long. I need a break. He's like, you have been out of here for a while. And then he like pushed me out to the, get a drink. I'm like, thanks.
But you know, own up to it.
Yeah.
That's
But I
okay.
got to say,
That's
it was
okay.
only a minute left, maybe.
Yeah.
But again,
Minute, 30 seconds. That's fine.
in competition, it
30
doesn't
seconds.
fly.
I can do anything for 30
In
seconds.
competition, it does not go.
Yeah, in competition, you can't do that. You can't.
Well,
do
and
that.
that's why I've learned when I was being coached by Alex, it was nice because there were certain positions. He goes, if you're really good, you need to take your breath, get to this position,
Yeah.
hold it, take your breath, and then move on.
Yeah.
So
and
that is knowing how to
Yeah,
keep the
you,
pace
you
of the
have
match.
to learn because there's
Yeah, competition.
I was
breathing pace.
there's that's the difference between someone that's been grappling for years compared to someone who's only grappling like a month or two into their journey, right? Like
Learning you're
there's
not
a-
really going to die because you can't
like,
breathe.
learning how to breathe through a whole 6-minute round, you know.
Yeah.
Well, and in
It
some
can
very
be tough.
compromising positions.
Yeah.
Like,
There's times where like you're literally folded in half,
Yep.
and you're like, I've been in some spots where I'm like, even now, like I've gotten into
Yeah,
spots where I'm
yeah.
like, okay, just breathe.
You can
just,
get out of it.
Just
Or
focus
learning
on
to
your
relax
breathing.
into the side
try
pressure.
to relax. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Be the
Try to
bread.
Where someone's got their shoulder right in your jawline, you're like turning this way, like.
You know, to be fair, as someone that likes shoulder pressure, if somebody
Yeah,
relaxes
your shoulder
into it,
pressure sucks.
yeah, but when you relax into it,
being
it's like,
underneath it,
great, what am I gonna do?
It's horrible.
That's
Just
his
me.
fault. That
It
is his
not
fault.
my fault.
It
Her shoulder pressure's worse than mine, isn't it?
No,
it's rough.
No,
Maybe I'm just nicer.
you're not.
At
Well,
least
you're a lot nicer to
at
me
least
about
to the
it. This
hobbyist.
one, this
No,
competitor. Yeah, that's the difference. Hobbyist, competitor.
No, I have a dial where I can turn it off. Valarie doesn't. You push into Valarie, Valarie pushes back.
wait a second,
No,
Chris.
No.
I can't tell you how many times he'll be like, it wasn't that hard. So then I start showing him my wrists, and I
So the
constantly
point-
have little bruises.
And that leads,
And I was like,
that-
hey,
that
bro,
actually-
look,
no,
tell
no,
me
no,
about
no.
it.
Wait, that actually leads to my point if you think about it. See, that is the amount of force required to stop
you.
That's you pushing it. If I had to just do little kitten grips and could just hold you with my, just the willpower of my thoughts.
That is
that's
fair,
different.
because there are
But if I've
times-
got to hold on that
That is
tight
fair.
to bruise you, that means you're trying to get away pretty good.
There are times where I've watched females roll with guys in the gym, and I'm like, how'd they get on top? I never get on top with this dude. And they're like destroying him.
like I
I'm
said-
looking, and afterwards, I'm like, oh, they were working through
nice.
something. I was like, man, I've never managed to do that. And then I'm like, I gotta work hard.
Because you get what you give.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
you give a ton. And
Well,
I don't think, and
if
it's, there's
I hit a
nothing wrong
move-
with it. It's just that we know going in what we're getting when we wrestle you, when we grapple.
Oh, yeah.
Well, there are some days it's
mean,
smooth and we're working.
Does she ever go
things.
really easy
It's
on
always-
you? Let's be honest.
Yes, I do.
It's
Come on,
always.
be nice, Gabe.
He's being nice. That's okay to be
A lot
honest.
of people they don't like.
You don't realize it.
usually, like usually in the past, a lot of people went easy on me, but like now I feel like a lot more people go harder.
Well, that's fair.
Well,
Because I
but
never
you're
like
older-
to
you're also
shit.
older.
I'm older and I can like take more of it now.
Yeah.
You've been around
Well,
a bit.
and
yeah.
you're sneaky. Like you get an
I mean,
itch,
let's be
and then all of a
honest,
sudden
you're
it's like,
state champ,
oh my
dude, so-
god.
He also has no chill. He's got no chill.
Well, he'll
hard.
smile and be like, "It's
Listen,
fine," but you
yeah.
see the jaw tighten a little bit. It's like,
But it takes time to even learn that too.
Yeah.
Like to be able to turn it off. Like you're saying, like you're always full speed, and I'm like, no, I'm not.
no, you're not
Like,
always full speed. There are
You-
certain times that we're doing legs. Like the other day, we came back.
But I don't think. You
And
think
we
the
were
full
working
speed,
legs.
You do realize that there's a whole other full speed.
Yeah, like I. So I
I'm
was
definitely
trying-
meaner
I
to
guess
my
that's like
training
when she's saying
partners
she's
than I
easy
am
on
when
you.
I'm
I'm trying to
competing.
tell her I'm going easy
Are
on
you
her,
really?
but I think she's
You're
like,
harder
no,
on
you're
your
not.
training partners than you are when you're competing. I'm the opposite.
I've-
I was
I've
just
had,
gonna say, like when I'm at the gym, I'm probably at max, maybe 80%. But you have to really. push
Well,
me
it would
up
have
to
to
that.
be. It
I was
would
gonna
have to
say,
be
I don't
people
think
that
I
I.
compete. I don't practice at the same level I compete at.
Yeah,
all.
no.
I will
compete.
I will
It's-
pull things in the gym, like I'll work stuff like
That'd be a real
I'm not gonna do like some of the arm drags where I can get somebody to the ground. I won't hit that in
Yeah.
a competition. I feel bad doing that.
Why?
One of the girls
Yeah.
one of the girls I
She's
actually
so-
ended up
Wrist
slamming
locking?
the wrist lock, and I slammed it down because she wouldn't tap.
You
She
know
goes,
that-
"I'll never tap."
you know that
and
you
her
could do that.
her wrist
It's-
cracked, and I
broke it.
cried really hard. It was rough.
Valerie's mean at heart, but she's. a
I
lot
can only be
softer than
rough
she
when I
looks.
really fully trust the person to be able to take it, because
This is why
there's.
you gotta stop singing nursery rhymes to yourself before a match.
Hey.
I need to start it in the gym.
Start singing like I don't know Metallica or something. I don't know.
No, but see, the difference
She
is
sings that
trusting
too.
to know. Like, there's some competitors at Worlds. The female that I lost to,
Yeah.
it was one of my favorite matches, and I know coming off, people thought I was gonna be upset. I was so excited because I knew as soon as I tied up with her, I could give everything, and I competed my hardest
But
and lost, and it was so exciting because I had so much respect for her. So the more respect I have for somebody, and the more I feel
remember
like I
that.
can move.
I remember that.
It excited me to want to
Yeah.
train more, because her being able to go toe to toe and do that, it's only with people I feel totally comfortable that I can't. Well, I guess I could, but I'm not going to hurt them. I can open up and just relax.
Yeah.
And that's why I think when I'm training with you guys, we've done it for so long, I can move and go without worrying. Am I going too hard? Am I going to hurt your feelings? Is it going to cause lasting damage?
In
Well,
other
there's
words,
that
she's
trust
noticed long
level.
enough, and she doesn't care if she hurts us anymore.
Yeah,
don't
that's
hurt you.
pretty much it.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, that's what I heard too.
I heard since I've been training with you guys for so long, you guys can take it. I can now turn it all the way up and not have to worry.
That's not true. It's just
Kinda.
knowing and having
But no,
that,
but I mean,
running into those
there's
females
some
that can
truth there.
happen.
There is some truth there. There's trust there, and that's a
it's a
good
trust,
thing.
right.
And that's why we build these communities with our partners that we do and keep connections like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
because
totally.
we trust the people we roll with. You know what I mean? And when we're getting closer to competition, and you both know
But you
this,
want
and
to
all of
push.
you know
You want to push your training. If I know you're getting ready for a competition, I'm gonna.
where I was
the
going
closer
right
we,
there.
yeah,
See,
I knew it.
that's just
The-
perfect.
Yep.
The
Sliding into it.
yeah, I'm gonna push you harder and harder the
Right.
closer we get. You know, for him, I try to break him all the time. You know, and I know that that's a funny term, like
No.
break him. Like I want him crying at the end of
But
practice.
see, it's also a thing.
And he
that-
does.
Anything
When
you
I
can
work
do,
with him,
anything
I
that
don't
can
have to just
happen
lock
you
him down.
outside of a
I'm
competition.
trying to beat him with
prepares you for
moves.
that
Right.
competition.
Because some people, if they're just athletic and spazzy, I'm just going to try them, lock them down, and
Yeah,
survive.
that's- yeah.
Him, I'm trying to
Honestly, I
work
think
moves
that's-
to win. You know, I want to win because if I win a match against him, if I'm doing this, I'm like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Because I do respect his jiu-jitsu and the things that he's doing. I'm like, he's not just he's not Sean's kid. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? You've got your own skill set and things that you do, and it's like, yeah, we'll joke and laugh, but it's also I respect you during the rounds enough
Right.
that I'm not going to be there like, oh no, he's got me.
But that's what I try to like. That's what I mean. Like I want to like make him work harder because I know he's good at certain things and that he's or.
Well, and you're trying
I
to
also
take
know
him
that
out
he's
of
working on other things, right? So
Right.
I'll try and push him to get him to work on those other
Take
things.
him out of that comfort zone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
like the underhook. I'm not giving you an underhook.
Right.
I'm giving you an overhook.
You gotta come
You
and
learn
take
how
it.
to work with it because that's the same thing we're talking about in that first 30 seconds or game planning. Is
You know what's going
I
on.
can never game plan to get a collar grip because what happens if the guy defends the collar well, right?
Right.
So I mean, I have plays off of this. I have plays off of this. I have, you know what I mean?
Sure.
Like in gi, you've got the different options, and same thing I said earlier. It's all about getting inside control for me.
Yeah.
And like that is what leads you to the places you want to go.
Yeah, exactly. And then after that, like I said, I can only game plan up until I take a shot.
Yep.
Or up until we shake hands.
But that
sometimes.
first moment you feel those grips, you know it's like, oh, okay, I'm
It's
not
out the
going to
window.
try this.
But
Sometimes it's
when
out
I
the
was
window.
talking earlier, I know you were saying that I game plan. I think what you're talking about more now is my visualization that I like to do, and I talk
Yeah.
about this a lot. Like I try to visualize me doing moves to
Yeah,
an individual.
me too.
Like
be-
I'm thinking.
I mean, if you want to call that game planning, sure.
To
but
be
Right, that's
fair,
what I mean.
me
I
and a
don't know if
married
that's maybe
couple,
what
we
you
I
know.
don't. I don't know that I call that game planning.
That's just
because we
like
talk
seeing
about what we're
yourself
going to
doing it
do.
and-
Yeah.
We talk about things leading up to it. It's especially for us, we compete together.
Yeah.
Most of the tournaments we're competing at the same time. We're doing this. So,
How stressful is that?
oh, we love it. Actually, I don't know. Do you love it?
Really depends on who goes first.
I like him to go first,
Yeah.
but he likes me to go first.
No, I usually like to go first, honestly.
You just want to be
Really?
done and then we have to watch
You
it.
said
right?
that you loved it when
Maybe
you
I'm
got
wrong.
yours out of the way so
Look.
that there wasn't pressure. Whoever goes
That's
first,
exactly
the other one's
what I
like,
just said.
if
so
they
I get
won.
mine out of the way, so the pressure's
But
gone.
if you
Yeah.
win, then the pressure's on me. If I win, the
that's the
pressure's
thing.
on him.
That's what I was
Is
trying to
that-
say.
that's
There's
a
no,
you
that's all,
thing,
that's
No, it's not.
exactly. Yeah.
no, it's not.
That's a total you thing.
The only reason I want to go first is so that then I'm done and I'm over with and I can focus on you.
Yeah.
Because when I'm waiting for me and you're going, I'm not worried about you at all. I'm still worried about me, and that's
Right.
a selfish thing to say.
And if
but
you guys-
that's
if you guys
part of
go
our
to the-
relationship,
And
unfortunately.
you guys
We
go at
go
the same
very
time.
close
That means
together.
you're in the bullpen together.
Usually we're in the bullpen. and
well,
usually
Do you guys
we're-
have
Usually one of
conversations?
us is in the bullpen and one of us is right out. It's
Yeah.
a little bit. It's a little bit.
Normally, yeah. I don't think we've ever both been in the bullpen at the same time.
Do you
But I-
guys like so before you enter the bullpen? Like I pace. So and I'll pace probably starting like 2 hours before I even have to get into the bullpen.
I know. I've never seen anybody move that
And,
much and sweat that much, Sean.
Like,
you are very
yeah, I will.
active. Like
Yeah,
I don't know
I
how
don't-
you have any energy left.
My approach
yeah.
varies. I know that sounds crazy, but like my approach will vary based on where my weight's at, based on how much I need to weigh in early. And
Uh-huh.
if I want to weigh in and eat, then yeah, I'm in the bullpen as soon as I have an eligibility for that. And I'm
He'll
in
cut
there.
weight though. I won't
But-
cut weight. I go
I'm
where
not.
I
I'm
am.
not a stalker. I used to be. I used to be a walker, back and forth stalk my prey kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Now primarily I stretch and I try to like really like mentally calm myself because I do get in my own head really
Yeah,
bad.
I do too.
And I joke about like, you know, everybody's like, you always look so calm standing on the side, and I'm like, yeah, that's like the top surface of the water, but
You're
underneath
not,
that,
yeah, you're not
depth is-
seeing everything, man.
No, and that's
that iceberg goes
you
deep.
know that's that
yeah.
find that inner zen
Yeah.
and also projecting. What do I want my opponent to see? Do I want my opponent to see me nice and calm and ready to wrestle? Yeah, that's what I want.
Sure.
But it
you
also
know?
depends on where we are. We like to
There's
compete
so many
out of
variables,
state.
man.
I do too.
It's less
We were just-
stressful.
we
It's
were just
more
talking about
relaxed and
that.
playful. It's
Yeah.
we're
I'm not worried
usually
about
we
anybody
travel
else and can worry
we go
about me
do
and her,
things in
like,
the area. We
that's-
hike,
yeah.
we kayak, we do all that leading up to it. We're not so focused on. But again, we're competing, but that's our vacation. That's our
Sure.
fun.
That's how I look at it. Rachel's not into that at all. I shouldn't say at all, but she goes wherever
She wants
I
to
go
vacation.
for the most time. Yeah.
Not go to grapple.
Yeah, she's like, can we ever just take a vacation where, jiu-jitsu is not involved? It's like, yeah, we're gonna go to Kids Pants and then we're gonna go to Disney.
See, we recently.
So-
it's not grappling, but we.
This is the cross training part. We're
When
gonna
is
get
it?
to, too.
Well, but we talked about having a vacation where we weren't doing a race,
We did.
and we didn't do any. Which one?
Arkansas.
You guys didn't do a race down there? They have a lot.
That
of
was
them.
family.
We did
Time.
a family vacation
But we
without
have-
a race or without any
Okay, but family-
obstacles.
Family to me, and
Yeah,
no offense
it
to
was
my
reunion
family,
type
that's
thing.
not
It
like,
was
that's not.
no, it was not a chill.
Well,
vacation.
ours, because
had-
we don't live very close to them,
Yeah.
we got to do it, but we were still. We like kayaked across the lake to my sister's place. We
That's
did
cool.
lots of. We
I biked
we
the
got
20 miler
busy-
out
yeah.
there in the Arkansas.
We were able to do a lot.
Like,
so
I
that
tried to
the-
make it for training.
But
I
boredom,
kayaked every day. Like
a
it
lot
was
of it has to
2
do with our
hours.
ADHD.
Yeah.
Like people talk about,
you want-
you
you're
want to go
active.
and sit on the beach and
But you
drink and
guys are-
stuff.
there's no way I
That's
could do
scary
that.
to me. Like I was like that much time to do nothing. I said, what will I do?
I
I'm
couldn't do
scared
that.
of being bored.
I am definitely not someone that would just sit on a beach and read a book.
Yeah.
Nope,
That-
it's like
that's not
10,
me.
15 minutes. I'm like, this is so cool. Where are we going?
Yeah, like, oh, look at the view. All right, let's go.
Are we
Just
swimming?
Like in,
Are we going on a hike? Like, what's
Yeah.
up?
What,
What's
what was that
next?
movie with Chevy Chase where like he gets out for the Grand Canyon? like,
He's like,
biggest hole. Let's get out.
Yeah, National Lampoons or whatever.
Yeah, that's what it was. That's so me, man.
Yeah.
I'm
you
there.
need to find something,
done.
Yep.
to do and chase that adrenaline
Yeah.
type thing.
Well, and like,
But
open up the horizons too. We're starting to do some whitewater rafting. We've started rock
climbed.
climbing a little bit.
You
here
started
and there.
rock climbing?
yeah, it's
Yeah,
a blast.
we're
Red
in
River
Kentucky.
Gorge is like 6 hours from here. Go. It's a blast. They
Lots
make
of-
you.
yeah, so much.
It is out of this world. You're gonna love it, and your grip strength's already there. You know how to climb. It's
I was
fine.
gonna say,
Would
grip
you wanna
strength,
rock
staying
climb?
close.
Harness.
It is the
they
harness.
harness
Okay, so you
Yeah.
got
Yeah,
a
we were
harness. I was just
harnessed
gonna ask
up.
you
The
harness.
shoes, all that
How do
stuff.
they get the rope up?
So
to the
they
side
They
of the
have.
equipment?
They're already pinned in.
One guy usually, your instructor or your guide
He
or
leads
whoever,
it and
he'll
pins
climb
it?
up all the way. Like,
And
he'll
they
show
have
you how to
training
do free
courses
climb.
that
So
you
you have
go
to
to.
like really trust him to be able to pin that in.
Well, no, they're
No,
like,
there-
the
there's
pins
some
are
that
in,
are
there's just
set in
hooks. So he'll
permanently.
climb up and just hook your rope
Hook it up.
and
Like,
hook up,
yeah, if
and then
they're
he'll come
doing
back
a-
down. With her, to get her over the fear of heights, we had her
Yeah,
push
that's the other
off,
thing.
and
I-
held
Yeah, he
her-
told me to drop, and I thought I was gonna go this way. You just hang.
Literally,
I was
like,
like, that's
boom.
fine.
I have a fear of heights.
But don't worry because
I
he-
hate him, but
This dude was
be all
100,
good.
120 pounds.
He was probably
And Chris goes, no. And he
135.
goes, trust me,
he's
let
like,
go.
I'm like,
He
what
can
if I
hold
just
Chris on
drop?
the
He's
rope.
like, do it. I'm like, what? I'm like, if I just lose my grip as I'm climbing and fall. He's like, do it. He's like, you can challenge me. He's like, I won't drop you. I'm like, I'm gonna do it now. I'm not trying to like fool you or anything.
Right.
He's like, go ahead and do it, and I did it. And he's like, I could have
Because of the way it's
like
set.
it was nothing.
Yeah.
My weight
Because of the
shot. And he
leverage of
just
the
was
rope?
like, yeah.
So-
and he's like, you're not a burden to me. And then he actually backed up, and I went
Yeah.
up, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So like it's super.
So he raises you.
He could raise me up. So he's like, what we'll do sometimes is we'll start at the bottom. He'll start pulling and we'll
help
start
you, like,
climbing,
run up
so
the-
that like when
the
that
wall.
reaches a little bit too high,
is so
you kinda
amazing.
push, and his little pull gets you to that
Really?
3 or 4.
It's
yeah.
the partner.
It was cool, man.
Belaying. I
Yeah,
always
like
say it
partner
wrong.
belay.
But
So
it's,
is he going
it's
up
just,
the rock with you?
on
No,
the
he's
ground,
standing
just
there,
pulling the
just
rope, or
pulling the rope
what
up
he
and
did was
down.
wrap
How high up
around
is
and
this?
back up. You get
It
to
helps
40,
you to go. It's
45 feet.
Yeah,
It's
no,
just-
there's no way
but-
I'm doing that.
Oh,
But
Sean,
I have a
it's,
hard time changing a light bulb.
I do too. But
once
that
you feel how
you feel
secure you
safe
are,
in that.
like,
It's
once you
weird.
feel how secure
and you
you
have a
are-
helmet, and
like
Helmet doesn't do anything when you're 40 feet off the ground.
it does when you're sliding into some of the rock.
be
things
Well,
that
yeah,
I'm doing,
okay.
so it helps. It's
you'll be fine.
when we go to tournaments, we try to do something new.
I'll
So
send
we've
that-
already done
I'll
the
send you
scary
picture of
thing,
us
and then we
on
go
the
into
alligator.
tournament.
We were on alligators
You know
once.
what?
We got pictures of that. She almost got thrown off into the thing.
Wait, oh, like a wild alligator?
No,
was
no,
at
it had a
was
rope
at an
around his
alligator
neck.
farm.
Okay.
I just
It
thought
was at an alligator farm.
we
but
went,
we got to sit on them
and I thought it'd be cool because I saw them put
Did-
it
was it
there, and they
mount
put the
taped?
hands out. Yes.
Yeah, okay.
But when it
That's
started moving and I could feel the
But
power,
still,
Yeah.
I
dude,
panicked.
they're
I
strong.
jumped
But
off.
they
They're
had us in the
so
strong.
enclosure where 10 feet to each side is the pit where all the
Yeah.
alligators are swimming.
Right.
So like,
Yeah.
it was still scary. Man.
So you do
It
something scarier
wasn't
than the
hard,
tournament,
but it was scary.
and then the tournament's just gravy.
That was
Yeah.
the pain.
It's fun. It's
So we should go and do Master Roads. It's in Vegas, and
Lake
they-
Las Vegas is my favorite place to eat.
I,
So
where?
there's a place called Lake Las Vegas. There's
like a
like 4 or
resort.
5 different hotels
Yeah,
all there.
it's nice.
They have some of the most amazing
about
food
30
there.
minutes out of the strip.
Yeah.
I was telling him he's never been, and so during Master Worlds, which is in August, so mark it on your calendar. We're going next
For next year.
For next year.
Not this
But-
August.
No, it's too soon. We'll just be getting back from.
I'm
this-
pretty sure
Oh
we
wait,
could do
Disney
this.
doesn't prepare you for it? You're gonna be like moving and
No,
going?
no. I can't.
I
afford
think
that
you're
stuff.
ready.
Oh yeah, I'm so ready. Yeah. But
wait.
anyway, during
This is a
Master
new
Worlds,
division for you
there's
too. I forgot about
no,
that.
it's not new. Oh, it is. Well, for Master
Yeah,
Worlds,
for
it would be.
Masters
Yeah.
it is, isn't
Yeah.
it?
But I've already competed.
Yeah.
I mean, I've competed a couple times already at black belt, but
Dude, this will be
for that
really
level,
nice.
yeah.
Is that
this level,
terrifying?
being a black belt?
Yes.
Honestly, no.
Really?
Because it's the same people you've been competing with mostly
Yeah.
through.
Yeah.
When you get there, the people that you've been competing
The
with.
people that you guys are going to be competing against now, if
Well,
they
see,
stay
some of them
with
are
it-
already
But
there.
we were just talking about it. He and I were
Maybe.
talking
There's
about it,
actually a
and
dude
it's
that I
like,
know.
it's like one of those things of most of the people that we came up with
Yeah.
are gone.
Well,
There's
there
a
could be.
few that you see.
They-
You know what
they
I
do
mean?
get
Not the
weeded
people
out.
we compete with, but the people we started training.
Yeah,
gonna yawn.
we started training with.
Is he getting tired?
No, he always yawns.
Why?
Because he's
You
weird.
sleepy? Are you not
Because he's
sleeping at
weird.
night?
It's all right.
Up playing video games? Do
Yeah.
you allow video games in his room at night?
No, not.
Does he have a TV
like
or
that-
anything?
No, he's got
Wrestling
laptop,
season,
that's
he doesn't even get a
Yeah.
bed. He sleeps on the mats.
it. Yeah, pretty much.
The only
He
way.
He sleeps down here.
It's a state champ.
He
Doesn't get to eat.
he
Only if he
So
cleans the mats.
before we started doing the podcast, we were recording videos for his YouTube channel in our car, and every time we'd have just conversations about like training and
Like
stuff.
dad talks.
Yeah,
huh?
like dad talks, and
That's cool.
every single one of them he would yawn at least once or twice. So now it's like to me it's a running joke. Every time I look over at him,
He's
I
like,
just wait. He's like,
That age, everything is tired.
Yeah.
He started
He's
recording
sitting still for over
videos,
an
pop
hour.
talks for the kids because they call them.
I call 'em Pops
Our great
Project.
Oh, that's
nieces
cool.
and stuff. It's like he's pops.
yeah.
I'm like, Pop's here, got another project. Put the sprinkler system together, and I'll like show him the sprinkler system.
So our nieces
Yeah.
and
We
nephews
got
are sending us
4
videos back of the babies talking to him. So you get to
That's
keep
great.
them.
Kids are like, hey, Pop.
Yeah,
what's
so it's
up?
like when
kinda
you're
cool.
older, you're gonna be able to show your
Yeah.
kids the dad talks. It's like, look,
You're like, this
don't
was
be
what I had
pansy,
to
go.
do.
Sorry, Connor, didn't mean pansy.
Why you gotta bring it up?
I don't know, it's
This is why we don't have nice things. This is why we
This
don't
is
have
why
nice
you can't have nice things.
I'm a bad mom.
I'm a bad mom.
Right.
Because they have 2 dads sometimes.
things. Actually,
Nah. I always
not
laugh
that
because
bad.
people talk about us competing and doing all this kind of stuff, and a lot of I trained mostly with guys, so we would go and the wives would be there, and a lot of them didn't compete.
There's not a lot of females. Even to this day, there's not a
compete.
lot of females that either
Well-
compete or do grappling.
I couldn't imagine not being able to turn around and look at him during a mat when I'm scared.
Yeah.
I'm in a match, I'm concerned, because the first time I didn't have a coach in my corner, I was like, what am I going to do? And I was like, well, Chris knows my game. Chris knows my game inside out. I know his game. And it's
It
like
wasn't a
turning
worry
and
not
looking
having coaches.
to
Did
get to see that.
Did you guys compete as white belts too? Like all the way?
Yeah.
You've-
we competed as white belts, but more. I don't think we did an IBJJF till blue.
To blue
So
belt.
blue.
Yeah.
And it was
We- we
Pans was the
started with
first
gi.
IBJJF.
Is that right? You guys. So you guys are like pants. Yeah, this one. I'm choosing that.
coach-
I actually, yeah.
And Chris,
We were trying to get, like, I'm like, I need to know if I'm going to get promoted because I'd like to do hands. And he was like, what? And I'm like, yeah,
I did
I'm
not
signing
know
up.
about this.
I know we're getting ready.
Yeah.
I know you're doing a belt promotion. Am I getting promoted? And should I sign up as a blue belt or a white belt? And he's like, blue belt.
my
I'm like,
coach
"All right, cool." But if I wouldn't have had that conversation,
was rolling. You were already promoted.
I was already promoted, but I was rolling with Rudy Jimenez.
Yeah, and
You know, Big Rudy.
Yeah, yeah.
So I transitioned from Alex over to Rudy.
Is that? Did you guys start with Rudy or?
We started
with
with
Alex.
Alex. and
Because
then
Rudy was doing UFC gym too, right?
yes.
He got involved through Alex, I think,
Okay.
at the time.
So
Yeah.
he was
And then I
going
was
there,
training with
and
Rudy
I was going with
primarily,
Alex. He got promoted. It took me a little bit longer. We were rolling one day up at the UFC gym, and I thought he was rolling with me weird.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, get off! You know, why are you rolling like that? He managed to tie a blue belt around me without me
On
noticing
a
it.
roll.
During
You
a roll.
did? Or
No,
No,
Rudy did?
uh,
Rudy did.
no,
Alex
Alex
Oh,
did.
Alex?
Yeah.
And I
So
looked
she got
down
promoted
and
during just
went
a
to a
regular, like,
baby.
roll
Yeah.
at the end of practice, but
It
That's
was
cool.
honestly
She
amazing
was super
because
nervous about like the promotion ceremony. and,
Promotion
like,
ceremonies
worried
still
about, like,
bother
standing
me. I
there
don't
and,
like-
getting promoted. She's like, can we just not do that? Like, I don't want my. She like was telling him she didn't want a belt. I don't want to get promoted, so don't even call me up there because I'm not coming.
And to be
Like,
fair,
what she's
it's
kinda doing.
hard for me. I
'Cause you
never
don't wanna be
feel.
singled out.
No, I'm just never. I don't feel prepared.
No.
Like I get surprised.
It's just because she's high maintenance. Let's be honest.
I am. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
just hard. It's
She's
hard
gotta
for
do
me. I
everything
have a
different.
lot of anxiety when it comes to that. Low key
I do too.
things, you know.
Anxiety is like, again,
That's
competitors.
jujitsu.
Yeah.
It's jujitsu.
You know, I mean,
but it's
trying to
life,
figure out who
honestly.
you are.
It is.
But
It's like-
but it's finding ways to cope with it. That we use jujitsu. You know, like I used alcohol for a long time to cope
Sure.
with different things. So like finding a healthy way to deal with it is part of growing up and part of life too. You know, so
Yeah.
like definitely being anxious isn't a bad thing for you.
Well, talk about your
Just
anxieties.
learning but now she's dealt with it. We have no problems going to promotion ceremonies and stuff.
Well, you guys got your purple belts together.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool, actually.
That was pretty cool.
I thought that was.
It kind of came out of nowhere too, to be honest. I
Well,
wasn't prepared.
Aaron's
for that.
very good at the way he promotes people. Like he doesn't say anything. He does. He tricks everybody. He's very very, and it's very personable too. Like what I mean by that is like he knows everybody in the gym. He knows like he doesn't just know them because they signed up. He knows he knows how they roll. Yep. He knows something personal about them.
He also knows if you're trying to compete at levels.
Yeah.
Don't promote somebody right before a tournament.
Right.
You know what I mean? Don't promote somebody and throw
and
that out there.
Yeah, and he knows like because again he competes and he rolls with everybody and he's just that type of person where he pays attention to all the details. So when you're having conversation with him, he remembers it. So when he promotes people, he'll tell a story about each individual person.
Yep.
And
no, he's super good.
I think
at
that's
it.
awesome.
And I couldn't
That's why
imagine
we're where
being
we are.
promoted by
Like,
somebody
why-
that didn't know
At
me.
the end of the day, people ask us,
Because you only have so many belts to
far?
get.
I'm like, you don't know my coach, man. Like,
You know, and then it's,
if you did, you would
everybody
too.
came up, everybody from Chicago at some point came up through Carlson Gracie, right? Well, Carlson
started everything.
And when we did our promotions, Carlson came in and gave everybody their promotion. And when I was a white belt, I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. People are getting pieces of tape or a belt from Carlson
Like
Gracie.
from the guy.
From a Gracie, you know? So at that time, being,
young
as
in the
much as I
sport.
knew,
Yeah.
I thought it was the coolest thing in the world. But it was like, it was dumb in a way.
Looking
because
back at it
looking
now.
back at it, it's like, okay, they called like 6 people up and they're going to get 2 stripes, and that was it. Now go back in line. Find your new spot in line, and then next row, we're gonna do it again.
Yep.
But nothing was said. No one said anything about anyone's names.
They just called them up
They
and
just
yeah.
called them up.
They had a list.
Yeah, no list. Yeah, it was like a clipboard.
Yeah.
It was a clipboard with a list, and it just said,
2
1,
stripes,
2, 3, you get
yeah.
2 stripes. Come on up.
Yep.
yeah, but see, transitioning to like Aaron does it, where you can ask a black belt to roll.
Oh, yeah.
That was
Yeah.
different for us.
Yeah.
And it was hard because being in the military, I kind of like to know where I fall and things
Yeah.
like that. It made it easier. But Friday, it was so hard for me to ask people to roll, even
Why?
people that I knew. I was out of practice with it. So like I sat there and
The
Tam was
comfort
like,
level.
"Come on, let's go."
Yeah.
And then once Tam got me rolling, I was like, "Okay, I remember. I can do it."
I get that. Like if we go to Real MMA once in a while on a Sunday for their open mat. Awesome open mat. Cool gym too. Very much PicaPau type vibes. And but I get the same way. Like I know everybody that's there. Well, not everybody, but a majority of them. Yeah. And I'll get the same way. I'll be sitting on the wall until somebody comes up.
Well, it's the
Say,
hardest
"Let's
thing
go."
if you haven't been there, because then it's like you think people expect you to be able to move. And it's like, look, if I haven't trained, if I'm training once or twice a week, yeah, maybe we're biking and we're doing all that. I thought I was rolling.
You guys are very active.
Sometimes it's our worry more than
But
it
It is.
but there's that level of
100% it
expectation.
is. Yeah, I get the same way.
I'll
totally
be
get
like,
that.
oh man, I've been doing a lot of biking lately. I know my legs are going to be sore,
Yeah.
and if I get somebody that's pulling half guard on me, on my knee,
Yep.
So like I worry about those things, or I worry
Right.
about like what if I go against somebody that's this style, or So you do you
Well, and a lot of women are smaller than me, especially in our gym. So rolling with them, I have to be very conscious of it, which kind of helps when I roll with guys sometimes, because people are like, oh, like they can help. It's really hard to regulate your strength up and down. You know it with the kids and stuff. You've got to
Meanwhile,
know.
she's complaining about all the bruises I give her.
I do.
You just said
Okay.
it's really hard to regulate your strength.
Yeah, I was gonna say, to be
Just
fair,
saying.
I did I was breaking grips,
Sorry, it's all
and
about
I
me
was
when
I
she
was
makes those kind of
striking
comments.
those.
I got to take advantage.
I
of
was
that.
I was like, I was slapping hard, and I was like, sorry. But when you're breaking grips and you're doing it, sometimes you don't think about it.
Yes.
But then you feel guilty
There's
later, and
many
you're
times.
like, oh my god.
There's many times where you're like trying to break a grip and you make like that connection, and it's like,
Like, yeah.
it happened. Everyone expects that though, So
I don't think so.
I do. 'cause
I've had-
I know it's gonna. I know I do it.
Yeah.
That's why.
If you
Well-
train steady with them, but some
Sure.
people like.
I feel like one of the biggest problems, especially with an open mats, is not everyone responds the same. So like, we talk about this a lot. we're not big leg players. I hope that doesn't get out there to the people we'll compete against. But
I'm
we're
fine.
not.
It's on the interwebs now.
It is.
Look it up.
Play the legs, I'm gonna take a punch.
We don't attack that a lot. So we're really good at putting that boot on and getting your knee into somebody's face or chest. But people don't respond the same when you do that. Some of them freak out. Some of them eat the knee, and you're like, well, you shouldn't have done that, you know. So it makes you look like a bully when you're defending it the way that works in competition because, you know, instead of being nice and fighting it like with, you know, and there's times where you have to do that because you just don't get the boot on or whatever.
Right.
But like those situations where it's hard to monitor how much pressure.
But
you
it's
put.
easier to let somebody get into a position where you're in a bad position and then fight out of it when it's one of your good positions. You're like, I know how to work this. You can be more relaxed and calm. I was working with Matt's sister on deep half because sometimes I struggle with it. And
Like you're going into deep half?
yeah,
or
I was
trying
going,
to get out of it.
I was going into deep half.
Okay.
And I wanted to work because my solution is usually give it up, go for the legs, circle up. And I was like, no, I don't want to give up on it. I want to work it into some sweeps.
Yeah.
So we were working and going with it, and it had to be get comfortable being on my side, get comfortable with somebody being on top. Because usually when I'm in that position and I'm just fighting to get on top, I want to be on top every time.
Well, I think
you know?
you want to, even in deep half, like you want to be able to get on top.
Yeah.
That's the goal.
But to
That's
be
the goal.
comfortable
That's always the goal,
transitioning
right?
through it, I am not okay. I don't like to
That-
pull guard. I don't like
I
to
don't
be on
either.
bottom.
I don't like playing guard, but that's what I'm, you know, we were talking about like just working on things.
Yeah.
When I'm in the, I should probably mute this, especially if Joe watches it, but I'll pull guard in the gym just so I can work my guard game.
Practice it.
Okay.
Well, that's where you
Look
should
at
be.
this guy.
Wait. Speaking of
It's
guard,
like, when did you do that?
I
Because
was
I
like,
don't recall.
excuse me?
I have an issue sometimes
doesn't.
when I go
He's
out
trying.
there on the mat and they just plop down. I'm like, oh, no, earn that.
I mean that.
I get it with
so that's
time
what-
and
that's-
space.
that's-
You
that's
know what I mean?
That's what I mean by
Sometimes.
pulling guard. It's like I'll
You just sit down?
You won't get grips though? Come on.
No, I'll just sit down and let them come to me.
You know what though? That's a good
I
point.
feel like that's
Because
so
Guys
unfair.
like us, we don't even know we're supposed to have grips.
Yeah, I don't want grips.
I'll do both where I just like start sitting down, or like other times I'll just like stand up and then I'll make them stand
Make
up.
them stand back up.
Yeah. I'll try to wrestle them.
Yeah, it depends on how many people are on the mat.
Yeah.
You know.
If there's a
There,
lot of
there
people, I'll
are
just start
there's a lot
standing
like Friday was a decent size.
wasn't
so
too bad, yeah.
You could probably stand up and do more.
Yeah, and that's what I'll just shake my head and be like, You know, let's stand
Yeah.
up. Why?
Yeah.
Why? Because I'm going to be in a better position than you just sitting there.
Right.
I hate it when they're like, go ahead, pass my guard. I was like, you don't even have a guard right now.
Right. Well,
It's not fair.
I'll-
She's not
I'll
saying
slide-
you personally, Sean. She's
Not
just
you
in general.
No.
it's me personally.
Oh no!
I don't have a
Sean's
guard.
favorite thing is he just goes ahead and he'll let me get that underhook and
Yes.
he'll be just like, ha ha, welcome
Thanks.
to your shoulder, and I'm like, oh man.
Yeah.
She's been working on it. She's been picking.
I
up
sure.
things.
I told Austin, I was like, hey, really,
She comes
really,
home
just
and she
sit
grabs
you
the
down.
two
I got to
boys and
work
she's
my
like,
head.
"All right, let's talk about underhooks. Come here, guys. What do you got? I gotta,
Underhooks are
like,
key.
Isn't that the greatest thing about having
Yes.
kids and Matt's at home? It's like,
Oh,
all
yeah.
right, all right, I got to go train on my off time.
Oh yeah. There's.
That's
you know,
specifically why he had you, Gabe, is to have a training partner. Just
to
saying.
do
Totally. Like, because I knew he was gonna be my size and everything.
That's right. That's 100%.
Why wouldn't he be?
So, well, you never know. Anyway,
6'4".
no, you know, you could, like, you come home from bad practice because people have bad practices or a bad day, right? And then you're sitting there, in your mind, you're like, or even on the drive home, you're like, how did this happen?
What? How did I do that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
Oh, yeah.
Why does my jiu-jitsu suck today? Why does my wrestling suck today?
Why do I even bother doing
So-
this?
Why do I bother doing this?
So with
We've
your
all
wife,
been there, man.
Yeah.
do you don't have the experience of having to fight off jujitsu when you are just laying in bed trying to
All
relax,
the time.
right?
All the time. And
She's a gifted jujitsu practitioner.
She-
She's just a hobbyist.
Never gonna hear the end.
Word of the day.
No.
I'm just saying.
Today's
all
episode is
these
brought to you by
hobbyists.
the word hobbyist and the
Those are-
color blue.
Those are,
The color blue.
those are private bedroom roles. Okay, Valerie?
So, in this police academy, like the second police academy with the family that boxes, you know what I'm talking
Oh,
about?
yeah.
They're
Yep,
always like
yep.
beating the heck.
Constantly.
That's my house. It's just not boxing. It's grappling.
When we hug,
So
Very
this
cute
is this
people.
is
My
this is-
oldest
this
son
is
will
the
give
you
you
guys fight for
underhooks.
underhooks?
No. So
No,
this
my
is-
oldest will
this
give it
is
to you
the
'cause he's
best
like, go
part.
ahead.
This is
Yeah.
the best part. When Valerie realized, so we have an island in the center of our kitchen, and it's a pretty tight kitchen. I'm not a small man, and it's hard to kind of move around. So whenever we move around, we would always pummel for like an underhook and try to move people.
Pummeling
So
is fine.
At one point, Valarie realized that we kept getting underhooks, and why? When she started grappling, she's like, "That's why you guys keep getting underhooks." on me."
Pummeling is fine. This is not fine.
That is fine. because
Control
you
of the
gotta
elbow
move
is
the
not
I
elbow.
do
fine.
that all the time.
I'll come by. I'll be walking past, and I'm like,
Yeah.
"Excuse me."
Excuse me. Rachel does that to me. I'll be in the kitchen doing something, and she'll. Boom.
Do you know why you hate it and why you do it and why Rachel learned?
I
to
want
do
to
it?
square up.
because it works.
Yeah, it does work.
Elbow passes
Elbow passes
are
are
it.
huge.
It
Like-
starts a lot of fights, though.
You even if you don't get it, they come back the other way, and there's my underhook.
That's right.
Or one of us will stretch out in bed and the other
Or
one will
you-
hook the leg under and start lifting and moving and controlling. It's like,
Yeah,
stop,
with the
stop.
foot, like-
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, butterfly.
Slide that foot over and
Oh, yeah.
working the covers and.
Yeah.
Well,
that's
he's
awesome.
bad because he'll be like, I just want to cuddle. And I was like, sure, we can cuddle as long as I get control. Just saying.
This is
That
valid.
control is important.
Totally
Yeah.
valid. I have to be the little spoon
That's like,
sometimes.
that's life.
I have to give up the back. It is what
Hey,
it
that's
is.
how it goes. That's being married
It's
and
tough
doing
to,
this.
honestly, imagine all of the things that you hate to do, and then imagine that your wife hates to do that too.
Okay,
Like as far as
wait.
grappling. Like I
To be
hate giving
fair,
up an underhook. So does she.
I
So
told
it's either we
Chris-
don't hug or one of us
we
has to
were
give up an underhook.
doing there was like 3 or 4 races that we were doing and Spartan races
That's it.
they
When
can go
When we talk about races, we're not talking like 5Ks. We're talking.
Sometimes.
Spartan. We're doing Spartan.
wait
races.
Well, they're all-
5Ks are
obstacles are always
there are
involved.
5Ks.
So the lowest
Did you guys
level,
ever do a Tough Mudder?
I have never done a Tough Mudder.
Is that the one with the
because they
electrical
shock
crap?
you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I don't
why.
play with electricity.
Like I've jumped off of a 40-foot tower into like water. I've like,
Done all
done
that.
rappelling stuff.
Not
I've done
playing with electricity.
Everything else. Electricity makes no sense to me.
It actually doesn't hurt
It
that
doesn't. But it
I'm
makes
not
no
playing
sense.
with it.
There was a
I've
dude who
gotten
died
zapped.
because he had a
Yeah.
heart condition. I'm not taking chances. I'm a fat dude, man.
Nobody
I
shocks
can't
me.
take that kind of risk.
That to me is just
Just-
scary.
I.
And
I've
I
done,
get-
I've done
That's
several.
torture just
Yeah.
for the sake of torture.
Yeah.
They have one. So I'll say this about
The ice water I get.
the
Oh, the
water's
ice water
fine.
is awesome.
That's easy.
That usually feels good. It's like, oh
Yeah.
my god, I'm dying. Let me
Yeah,
get in
I
ice water.
Those are my
That's the easy one. So here's my comparison because I've done both Tough Mudder and Spartans. I think Spartans are harder because it's an actual race. The Tough Mudder is considered a challenge, and I feel like you don't run as much.
Yeah.
You know, the obstacles are harder, but
On
they're
the Tough Mudder?
Yeah, they're
But-
designed that way.
Some of the Spartans you start to learn
So that's
that
what I was gonna say.
yeah,
more of-
over time it's less about where you finish.
Yeah.
And like we would do some where like getting 100% completion. The first time he's completed 100% a lot.
So
The
I
first time I got it, it was
100%
something
no
amazing.
burpees, right?
no burpees.
Yeah, you hit everything from the spear
I had
throw
a
to
sprint
the.
in Vermont like that.
I always had a
which
hard
just
time with the
was
spear throw.
I built one.
We
at home.
set up one in
Did
our
you really?
backyard.
I
We
built a
have an
twister at
obstacle
home.
course in our
I built
backyard.
So I have
10-foot wall.
16 foot of monkey bars that are 28 to 32 inches apart.
Yeah.
It's different. They're not all the same, so that you can't reach and get into a rhythm.
So you guys like
And
have a
they're,
full-on ninja warrior.
Yeah,
grappling.
but it's used to hang out laundry more
And
than
then we have
anything.
wrestling mats in the back, so we have wrestling, but they're
Yeah.
put up most of the time.
But
so
we hit a
have the ability
span.
to do obstacle course training, wrestling.
We were just
got some
outside of
frisbee
Flint,
golf.
Michigan,
400-pound tire.
and something
What,
I ate.
400-pound
got
tiger? Is
sick.
that what you just
Tire.
said?
Tire.
Oh,
Tire.
I was like,
Yeah.
tiger? What?
no, just
No,
the chickens
just
and
a
the
tire.
rabbits.
Okay.
And the quail.
And
Yeah.
the bees.
And the
Now
bees.
you got bees. That's right.
But I got, I mean, full
small
blown
farm.
sick and out of Flint, Michigan. Ran the whole race, porta potty to porta potty.
That
Then
was
the
fun.
next race,
You guys aren't doing the 5K one. You're doing the.
So-
it depends.
Or do you
We
do 'em all?
Michigan was
run
probably the 7K or the 9K
Yeah,
or the next one.
what is it? It's,
Super.
it's sprint, super, and,
and
then
beast.
Beast, and then
he-
ultra.
They have an
if you
ultra,
get them
right?
all, you
I've
go
run a
ahead and
few
get
of
Yeah, you
your
get a bigger-
things. And
bigger
we've done
bigger.
that. I've never done the 32.
I've run, I want to say, 8 30-plus milers
I won't touch those.
830 plus.
since I
yeah.
turned 40.
Wait, you've done them 8 times?
8 times. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've ran Colorado twice, Vermont twice,
One of
New
those
Jersey
you failed.
3 times.
Wait, which one did you fail? Was it
Do you know what
Vermont?
we're talking about, Kim?
Spartan runs, right?
Yeah, but you know,
30,
like,
34 miler. You
In the
run,
mountains.
You run
so
through it
how many
twice.
obstacles is?
It ends up being close to 70 or 75.
And some of
There's-
those could be
towards
as
the
simple
end-
as,
Towards the end, you just do the
Yeah.
burpees. Like you've
Yeah.
got nothing left.
or
like,
they do laps now. You can do
the
penalty
cool
laps.
part on the bigger, the
You do
longer
penalty
races.
laps? Oh,
do
they
a
have like a
penalty lap.
detour?
On the
Sometimes they're
high
awful.
percentage,
Yeah.
the high miss percentage ones, like your like twister
Yeah.
on some of them is like the super twister where it's like 24.
the tire flip
A lot
for a
of
lot
those.
of the
Do you know?
competitive
Do you know why they
races.
gotta do burpees?
Because they skip them.
They
They
fail.
fail.
They fail an obstacle.
Now
so, like,
you
on the
have
rope
to
climb,
try. You're
if you
supposed to
don't
have to try.
If you don't go all the
You
way
have to
up
have to try.
and come all the way down, you have to do burpees.
Yeah, it's like
They've
10, it's
started
like 10 burpees, right?
moderating
Well,
things like that.
It was 30.
They start monitoring
It
it.
used to be 30.
Well, yeah,
burpees
there's
per
always
rest.
been
And
people
then,
there that
like,
watch.
then
But
they're
now
like,
if you're in the competitive
well, not everybody
waves
has to
and you
do
don't
it.
even attempt
And
it,
then so people were
you can be
skipping it. But
disqualified.
I'm like, you know what? If you're
And
gonna do
it's-
the
But
race
that makes sense,
for
though,
the
'cause
purpose
they're-
of it,
they're-
like if you miss one, pay the penalty.
They're
Well-
like
Right.
really competing.
Because
But there's also
you're only
people that were
cheating
doing a
yourself, and if
competitive
you're
way
doing
just
it,
so they
like,
could get
I've
in
done-
early and do
I've
it.
raced, like, for fun,
And
then
that
we're
kind
like,
of
"You wanna do?
that
We'll
screws
do
it
like
up for the
half
people that
sometimes."
really
Like,
are
it's not-
competitive.
If we're
You
doing
know, it would
for
be
fun.
like,
So like, don't make it a challenge. But then other
I
times
don't know,
I'm
like
like
going
all right,
against
I've been training
someone
for 2
that's
months
been
for
doing
this
all
race.
this
Like, I'm
stuff,
gonna
and
do the
then
best
you're
time
just
and get the
there
most
and
completion I
playing.
can.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you're in their way when they're trying to get through. And there's only so many. There's usually like 4 monkey bars, and sometimes you got to go to the
That's-
cattails and
So
stuff.
that's the problem with Tough Mudders because people walk. The obstacles
They
then
get
have like a backlog of line.
And Tough Mudder doesn't have the different divisions, do they?
No, they don't have different divisions.
Time.
They're not time. It's
They
just
just like go.
get it done as.
So then you end up
Isn't
skipping
that the-
obstacles
is that the
because
one we
you don't
did?
want
Yeah,
to wait in line.
Right.
We did do one for fun,
We
but we
did the
decided
one-
not
we
to
did-
use
We
hands.
did. So the first year we started, we did
Like
like
some of our
one
stuff.
Spartan race, and we did. I want to say it was 30. We did 30 like weekend races that were mostly
In the course of a
5Ks,
year. It was a lot of
But they
fun.
were like small townships would do it like
Yeah.
out in the middle of nowhere. They did like an EMT race where they had you like
'Cause-
drag a body and
That
Yeah.
one we
So
did.
those
There
were
was
fun.
a.
There,
we were-
I've done. I did a zombie one.
yeah, we
That
did
was
one
cool.
of those.
that was out in
Did you do that
Marcel's.
at Dirt Runner?
Yeah, it was in
Yeah, we
You
were
went to
there.
Dirt Runner?
Yeah, I think
That
so.
was like a Halloween type thing that they
Yeah.
did the zombie.
It was like you go through a cornfield
my
and all that stuff. And
my
then, like,
boys were
I
zombies.
was one of
Yeah,
the
really?
monsters in that.
Yeah.
Is that right? That's
Yeah,
cool.
I'll have to I got pictures of that. I was
I
wearing
do too
a,
somewhere.
I was
don't know
wearing
where
like
I
a
did
You know, it's a
beige
good.
zip up
we
with a
laugh
mask on with
because
like gray hair. Like,
That's
that was
cool.
These
creepy,
races
yeah.
are so opposite of jiu-jitsu. In jiu-jitsu, we're down tight, and these races, especially doing the monkey bars, you
Yeah.
have to spread out. You know,
Yeah.
work your injuries
The
differently.
cross training, they complement each
The
other,
seasons.
but they're both opposite enough.
Yeah.
Like for example, with wrestling, you're always in tight,
Yep.
so you end up with that, back
you
pain
get
and
the
stuff,
arch,
and
yeah.
you want to use those back muscles. So in obstacle course racing, there's a lot of pulling. And opening up, so it's like counteractive to it, which helps.
But we did slow down because we hit 4 or 5 races where I wasn't having a good time anymore.
Yeah.
Like I was in tears before the race, not
There-
wanting to do it.
There-
It
there
was hard.
I got bored of them. for
It
myself.
They
happens
become
very
repetitive,
easy.
because it is. They talk about how they can take that and put it into the Olympics because it is so like
Right.
rigid like that,
Right.
and it just became more of like riding a bike.
He
Right.
was
Kinda
very
do what you
focused
really
on it, which was good.
I was
but
annoyed-
I wasn't there
I
emotionally.
was starting to get
mentally.
annoyed because like
And the prices kept
the
going up.
prices were going up, and then like they're always going to be in the muddiest
Middle of
places you can
nowhere.
find, which is good
It's
and bad.
Great for the place, but you
Right.
can't find anywhere to stay.
Right, and
That's
then
the hard part.
like you go to do the rope climb, and
It's
if
all
you're not
covered.
in the early runs, that rope is full of mud
Yep.
Yeah.
and water up until like 15 feet up.
Yeah.
So
That's where everyone else.
Well, and our
failed.
problem
Yeah,
was
exactly.
we were injuring our hands so that we couldn't
Yeah.
train for jiu-jitsu. And I said, look, if I've got worlds coming up, I'm not doing races like that.
Right.
And then I told Chris, I said, I don't want to run anymore.
yeah,
And he goes,
there's
what?
that
I said,
too.
if I don't want to run.
My heart broke one day when she looked at me and she goes, "If I wasn't married to you, I don't know if I'd ever run again."
And I used to be I was in the Army 10-mile team.
I'm like,
But I get
ran.
that. There's
What?
It
But how is that my fault? Like you don't have to run.
There's a
ever
lot
again.
of I feel like there's a lot of people that got out of the military and like they look at it and be like, I've done my share of obstacle courses and running. I'm
See,
not-
but I loved
Well,
it for a
part of running
while,
is
and
part
it
of
was
training in anything. Like
Yeah.
running gets you in. I mean, wrestling.
finding your why that
any
you
of
do
it.
it.
Well, I think running is a good cardio.
It's a
It's rough on your knees. It's
But
rough
not
on.
in-
Well, it depends on
if
how
do
you
it in
can
the
change.
woods,
Yeah.
I mean, out on
Yeah.
soft
We-
ground, like
Yeah.
that's the reason that I kept the
Trail
racing
running
and
is
the
key.
running and the trail
Yeah.
running is huge. And they do that now too, where they get rid of the obstacles and they just do a trail run course.
Well, and
I've
he
done
and
that too.
I
I've
talked
done,
about it. We went to adventure racing,
Okay.
which is
that's
biking,
kind of the
hiking,
next
and kayaking.
Yeah.
For us.
And I had never rode 20 miles on a bike, and it
was
was these
awesome, man.
hills,
That
sounds
2,400.
Lake of the
It
Ozarks.
was so
Yeah.
amazing,
We
did-
and
we
there's
did-
baked potatoes afterwards with chili and beer. That was the whole thing.
'Cause they
I was like,
carve you
this is.
up.
Oh my
They-
God!
they-
It was
because
so
you-
awesome
yeah.
afterwards.
So-
It was exhausting
They had
and
some different
exhilarating.
levels. I think there was like a 2-hour one, and then there was like a 6-hour, and then a 12-hour.
And we didn't know the rules. We
We
kind
had no
of
clue.
winged
Right.
it. It was
Like,
so much
yeah.
fun.
I found it like 2 weeks before it happened. We got our bikes together. They provided kayaks, so all we needed to go.
So you found this 2 weeks, and then you're like, hey, let's.
I
just-
told him I didn't want to do any
So,
more
yeah.
Spartans, so he found that. He goes, "What about this?" I said, "It's different. It's exciting."
It just happened to work out. So what
out
it is
something we
though,
can
it's
do.
a 6-hour race, and what they do is they give you a map with your points plotted on it.
We
and
found
then
out
you
Chris
gotta
can't read a map.
That is not what we found out. We didn't.
You
why-
get lost, didn't you?
You know, you just lie.
You
You just
lost.
make things up.
You
We
lost.
found how many points did we find? All except for
14?
that one.
Yeah.
But it
yeah,
took
we
you
did.
twice as long because you went the wrong
No,
way.
no. To be fair, he was looking at
this
it
was the
correctly.
other
The
thing.
one that we
This is
didn't
funny.
find, he was in the right spot. It was just not
the other
where it
side?
was on the map. We should have looked more. Yeah.
It was not my.
I did a Ragnar relay race.
How did you like that one?
Yeah.
It was fun. So I did it twice. I did one from Madison, Wisconsin, all the way to Chicago. That one was awesome. Like
Yeah.
I had a 4-mile run at 2:30 in the morning or
So
whatever.
you just do your
And-
run and then get back in the van.
Yeah, yeah. Literally, you
That's
get your
literally-
run, you hand your baton to the next guy, and then they go. But speaking of getting lost, it wasn't me. One of the guys that I was with, his first run was supposed to be like 3 miles, I think it was. It ended up being 13 because he went the wrong way. He was following a guy
my
who also went the wrong way because that part of the race wasn't. The signs were not up.
No one's watching you
properly.
point at me.
I am.
The
I
camera's
can't
not
tell you
picking
how
it
many
up.
times we hike, and he'll be like, "It's just right over this hill."
No. So in my defense, it really was right over the hill.
20
It was
miles
just-
later.
It was not. It was like 4, but it was on the other. It was,
I
a,
will
it was a
call
bigger
Barb.
hill than
It
I
was a bigger
expected.
hill.
I will call some of our other people that ran
The
Spartans with us.
topographical map was not calibrated correctly.
We have other people that would train with us, and we knew if he was
know
going
what?
out, we
So-
would get back to civilization.
Yeah.
In my defense, I didn't always know the distance, but that's part of the fun of training with me. Is
Yeah.
you never really know how far we're going.
It's true.
Like
You-
that's
It's
Spartan
never a
races.
3-hour tour.
Spartan
A
races
three-hour
never tell
tour.
you the truth. I was
Do you know
on-
anything about a 3-hour tour? No.
Gilligan's
He
Island.
He has no idea what Gilligan's Island is.
Even Connor made a Gilligan.
You know what the
Island
bad thing
reference the
is?
other
Going
day.
back to watch some of those shows,
They're terrible.
Oh, yeah.
some of them are just awful, and some of them,
Terrible.
like we watched.
So
They're pretty
sexist and just so.
And I was
bad.
like, oh my gosh, how do we think that was funny? That is
Yeah.
so not
It-
okay.
It is.
No.
It's just.
No.
But I didn't get us lost. We always found our way home, or we wouldn't be here. See.
We did eventually find our way home. We've never gotten
He's got
lost
a
that
point.
bad.
He's got a
But
point.
And
the
we have
Spartan
found
race
some
stuff-
cool.
This
Was this
caves
during
and stuff.
races though? Like
Oh,
during
this was always during training.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
We did
wait,
some,
we
like,
did get
training
off
for
track
races quite a
on
time.
some of the.
I got lost
bike
once,
stuff.
but you weren't there.
Yeah,
on
yeah,
that
he
race.
got majorly lost on this one
I
race.
ran a race once, and I just
So I take it
kept
you don't
going
like
the wrong
use,
way.
you don't have like a smartwatch or anything that has GPS on it?
I have a watch that
You're
tracks
not
me, but I
supposed to
don't
use
wear
it on
them.
certain things.
I wear them more
Some
for
of the.
training to track like how many miles I
Yeah.
go in my elevation. Because like we'll know if we're going to Vermont that we're gonna get like 19,000 elevation, so we're gonna have.
You guys
to
did
know-
one in Vermont?
I've done one at Killington, which is
It's
like a
amazing.
triple diamond ski
Yeah.
slope.
Wow.
And the food there
talking-
is out of this world good.
Dude,
The,
there are lots
the
of
very
foods.
first obstacle run that I did was in Wisconsin. It was Devil's Head,
So-
I think. It was the
the abominable snow race.
well, I did that too. That was there too, right?
That
yeah,
was
that
there,
was
yeah.
there.
We
But
should
that
do
wasn't the
that
first
this
one.
year. That would be
That'd
fun.
be fun.
We
That's
need a
an
team
awesome
from the
race.
gym. That's just a crazy.
You want to do that?
It's a
It
fun.
is.
It's,
It
it's
is
like
so
literally-
much fun. It is not really. I mean, it's a race, but
It's in
hopefully
February.
there's snow.
It's
'Cause when there's not
they had-
snow, it's not
they,
fun.
They had the
Pump it
snow
up.
They
machine.
create it,
Yeah,
but when
yeah.
it's actually there,
Yeah.
it's,
It's been
it's
every
better.
year
Yeah.
we've had snow
Yeah.
there.
But
We've gone.
yeah, that's crazy. Running up and down the ski hills, and then every time you're at the top, there's an obstacle you
See,
gotta do.
I feel
Or
like
you
people that
take
do
an inner tube
jiu-jitsu
down.
do well
That's
in
the best
OCR
one.
because it's that same
Dude,
mindset of
like, the
everything's
first
going to
year
go
they did
wrong
it,
and
they
you
didn't
still have
have
to
a whole
survive.
When I-
regulation, and, like, people
actually,
were
I
taking
did one
people
of
out at
those
the bottom
with,
that were trying to
guys
walk
from
and
Crossing
get
Gracie.
it. It was awesome.
Now that I
I
think
almost
about
got
it.
taken out.
Yeah,
myself.
it's
I think it
just
was like-
it's just
was
fun
fun.
because you
It's a
have to
great race.
understand like
Oh, yeah.
your grip's going to slide,
It's gonna
things are going to
slide.
happen. It's
Yeah.
just how
The-
well prepared are you and
mountain survival training.
Yeah. Did you ever do the one in Hawaii? Because they have
No.
a
You know
Spartan
what?
in Hawaii.
Yeah, I
we
know.
we
were
bought the
scheduled.
tickets. A 10-hour flight, I couldn't do it. I got real. We went to
She
we
pulled
went
out on me, man.
did.
She's like, I don't think we should do this.
I'm not kidding when I say a 10-hour
I
flight
feel like
makes
that
me
would be
want.
like the one to do. If there was one more to do.
I'm trying to get her to Costa Rica, man. Just,
What's,
Yeah,
what's
Costa Rica.
It's just Costa
There's a
Rica.
race.
Spartan?
Yeah.
I'm sure there could be. I don't know for sure.
You're just going for
I
it.
just
You're
Costa
just
Rica.
going to go.
Dude, Costa Rica's
Too
gonna be a
long.
great
See, but I
adventure.
want to go to Europe and
No matter
compete
what.
in
Like, that's
jiu-jitsu
like
real
state
bad.
I do too.
Okay, we need to go together then, because somebody, I know you'd be fine with it, but one of the girls I was talking to, she goes, but what if we're somewhere they don't speak English very well or this? I was like, so have
So
you never
what?
been somewhere you haven't, they don't speak English? And
Yeah.
she was like, no. And I
That's
was like,
everywhere.
that's
I barely
like half the
speak
restaurants I
English,
eat at, especially when we're in Florida, the Cuban restaurants.
Oh man.
I would have, yeah, I'm all for it.
Yeah,
I wanna go.
100%.
We got another
Euros
crazy
is
man with
definitely
us.
something that's on my bucket list.
Yeah.
So it should be on your list too, because they.
Especially if you want the Grand
they-
Slam.
they
I
got
think what
some-
we need
yeah,
to figure out
yeah.
though, since he's got us on the hook for Masters next August, we got to get him on a hook for a race. I mean,
Oh,
Well, we're
wait,
gonna
the
do-
one in August?
Well,
September?
We're gonna do. we're gonna do.
Are you doing the Spartan Chicago?
Attica.
I didn't
Attica.
think they ever had one in Chicago.
Well, it's called
Okay,
the Midwest.
it's called the Midwest, but
It's
it's
in Attica, Indiana.
September.
It's 3 hours away.
September what?
I want to say the 9th,
Yeah.
right around there. 15th, 9th, 15th, somewhere in the middle.
What are you looking at me like that for?
What do you got in mid-September?
I don't know.
He doesn't
Couple
have
of
to be at
guys
school.
from,
Grappling.
couple of the guys
It's
from.
before.
That's-
It's before
that's
Before
wrestling.
wrestling
season.
season.
Yeah, it's before wrestling
It'll be
season.
after Fargo. You'll be back in school.
He's
and
not
it'll
doing
be
Fargo.
before. But I'm saying.
Fargo's already over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
Oh,
last
yeah,
week.
that was last week, wasn't it?
Mhm.
I forgot that it's this early now.
Yeah.
It used to be later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they just finished Greco.
Didn't it used to be at the end of August?
Okay, why not?
thought
Why,
so,
why
yeah.
are you not
Or end
doing
of
Greco?
I don't remember now.
Well, I only
Just
did.
out of curiosity.
I did so for
To take a
Are we
break,
taking
if
too
nothing
long?
else.
qualify for Fargo.
Is it this going
They
too
have all
long?
the regionals and
you're good.
all the stuff.
I didn't
I
set a
just,
time.
I was gonna say this
Freestyle
could just take
state,
forever, and people
five
are
and
like,
two.
for
I
real.
was like,
You're good.
That's good
It's a
enough.
long day, man.
And then there's like all the regionals and stuff, and I was like, I don't really want to go and
I don't
do
know.
all that
Greco-Roman
stuff.
is the most
And
beautiful
it's
thing
like-
I've ever
like,
seen.
There's just so many
There's
stuff.
so many.
And,
yeah,
and
so
it's,
many.
I feel like
it
it's
takes
cheating.
that timing.
To
To-
You know, I
to-
know
I
like
feel like
people love wrestling for
to
shooting,
qualify, you should
Yeah.
at least
But
win
the
Well,
throws, you know.
Yeah.
or get
That's
far
kinda
enough.
why I like freestyle.
Like
Right.
my
freestyle
friend,
for-
he
Well,
did.
the reason they're
Deciding
doing
on
it like
big
that though is because the
Well,
same
I like
people keep
freestyle
going
because
and
you can
winning.
just gator roll.
Yeah.
And so they actually need
Yeah,
more
that's
people
something
because
I'm-
the same people,
yeah, that's
instead
what
of
I'm
like
impressed
taking a
with.
tournament
I like
out,
the gator
which
roll.
again,
Although
the
let
other
me
side
tell
too.
you,
I
every
get it
time
'cause
I
they
go
wanna
for your
compete
leg,
to get
you
the
have no
competition
problem
and
going
get
ahead
the
and hurrying
training.
up and elbowing me
You're kinda
off. I'm just saying,
you're taking
you know.
the seats away from other people.
Yeah.
So
Like,
it makes
That's how he
sense.
broke my nose.
Is it really?
Yeah.
From,
He was going to cross face me. I had his legs bundled, and he was like, just let go, just do it. And I was
Yeah.
like, nope. And
No.
it's
I had the hand in, and I was turning my body, and I go, if you don't move your head, this is coming across your face. And
Would you
literally
let go
I'm
if
turning,
somebody said that to
turning,
you? Would
Turning,
you let go?
And she goes,
No.
Ow, I think I broke my nose. And I said, I'm not letting go.
So even though she's like, I'm bleeding,
It's
you
no
broke my
blood,
nose.
There was no blood.
She's
It just went
crying.
so
She-
slowly to the side,
Oh,
Came
and
up
he
she's
goes like
is
this.
it broken? I'm like, no, it's not.
He goes like this, and he goes. I was
That's
like,
good.
oh, that feels
It
good. And then
popped.
the swelling started, and I
It
was
popped
like,
back
ooh.
into place. I don't think it was broken. I think it was just out of place.
Yeah, he slowly moved it out of place. But once he said, just
I don't
let
think
go, I was like,
didn't
oh, now I
slowly
can't.
move anything out of place. You left your face in a
Yeah.
position that was unable to handle the pressure that was coming through it. It's that simple.
To be fair,
It's
I
not my
think
fault.
we
Your
have,
face was there.
we
Were you
have,
not warned?
I think we've done more damage to each other's body just by slowly, like,
I'll show you the broken.
You guys are
See how that
great.
rib sticks out a little
yeah,
bit
that
further?
that was my fault.
Didn't that happen like right before Pans?
So that, that's a
That was a
same
different
side.
one.
It was the same side.
Not this
That
side.
happened in the
I remember-
military.
Because I remember like you had a rib injury or something like that right before we went to Pans. Or while we were down there, you were telling me about it. Or
That
something.
was at Pans that happened.
Wasn't
so
that
I
when you
had
tore
healed
your-
for Worlds.
Yeah.
I was
That's
still
what it was.
broken at
That's what
Worlds.
it was.
That's yeah. I didn't have.
I
that
knew it was one of the two.
against the at the finals in Pans against
Yeah.
Mike Wiener is the one where I went to throw and he hooked my leg and we landed, and when we landed all that weight.
Did you guys ever think about doing like little tournaments, like the grappling industries?
Find me a female that's not
We're
Just
actually
go-
massive
lifetime
size.
members
Go
with
younger.
Grappling Industries, so we can do any
down
of the
in
grappling industries at
Little
any
belts. There's
time.
very few.
Yeah,
But I
I have
don't know.
that same problem.
I don't dislike those tournaments. It's like
I call them practice tournaments.
they are practice tournaments, but it's also I don't gain much in those.
I think tap
Yeah.
That's
cancer
kind
is
of
the
my
only
problem
one that
again.
we
And
see
I don't know, that
females
might
of
sound a little
different
conceited.
ages
I
that
don't
go
really
up
feel
there.
like I get a lot out
Even
of
there,
it. You
like
know,
because I
everyone
travel
I've
with
done,
them.
I've kinda done really
They-
well.
But very
like-
few. Once you hit
It
purple
would
belt,
be
it's
good
very
if I
few.
wasn't doing anything.
And-
I noticed that too.
To be fair, there's a certain amount that I'm willing to do before it's just we're just throwing elbows.
Yeah,
And I feel like some of the younger females get aggressive, and that's awesome. But it's like, okay, that's fine. But when I elbow you in the face, stop
girls.
being upset.
Girls in grappling are vicious.
They really are. They
They're
can be
vicious.
pretty.
But I feel like they think they have something to prove, and maybe they do it
And
to themselves.
you're right. Yeah, you're right. Oh. I think
went
we
up.
just.
Timed out.
We filled the tape.
Woo!
Could have.
No, probably fell asleep. I finally broke it.
Maybe it overheated.
Chris broke the internet.
Either way.
Yeah, it's just the camera. We can keep going. It'll just be black, I think.
So what's this or what?
I don't know.
Don't pick your nose. Put that. Gabe, stop. Let's hope they won't see that.
So
Good
terrible.
Lord.
So, Gabe, do you have friends your own age?
Yeah.
See you at the gym, obviously.
Why
and
you
I
gotta
see-
ask it like that?
I was
That
just
a little, I mean,
curious.
come on, man.
Yeah. So, like, what do you do with people your own age?
Normal.
Are they all
normal
wrestlers?
stuff?
Oh no, I have friends outside of wrestling.
Do you video game?
Yeah.
Because like
I'm a
my
normal-
older son
normal
is
kid, man. What are you
computer
talking
video
about?
games, and my younger is console games, and there's like a big divide between them. I didn't know
there's
that.
a big divide. There's like
It's like Gi and Nogi is like, yeah, we're both video gamers, we're both jiu-jitsu, but totally different.
and like there's different consoles and people like get really into it and they're like, yeah, I don't like that you play PS5. I play
Well,
Xbox.
and apparently you can cheat differently on the computer because you can do different cheat codes
yeah,
versus the console.
There's a lot more stuff on the computer because like you can just like look up programs and just hack and stuff.
Yeah.
And like in console where you can't.
Did you fix it?
No.
So you're a console player.
Oh, sorry. I'm trying to get it. I'm trying.
No, 'cause
So
you can
I have
see
a
it.
yeah. I'm trying to
What
get it.
kind?
I have a PS5.
I just don't
And,
know.
Oh, see, I've heard they're like,
yeah.
like Connor's Xbox,
Yeah. Yeah, and then.
but he has a Switch,
Yeah.
and he has a Switch hooked up to his TV and stuff.
Yeah. I have a like laptop and monitor, so I can play PC.
So is
Yeah,
is
It'll
your
either come
laptop
back
like
or it won't.
Not gonna
full
lose sleep
grade
over
for it?
Yeah.
It'll be what it'll be.
I have like the
Like a
right
gaming
one for it.
laptop?
Oh, you're talking about his laptop? Yeah. I'm trying to get him to do more like this stuff, to do the editing. But
Try to teach you to edit. Like,
Yeah.
Are
that
you
just sounds
interested?
tedious.
Are podcasts like big? Because I've never listened to
don't
one.
yeah, I think they are.
They're starting to get big.
I know I watch like I listen to a lot of documentaries. I'm kind of boring, a little bit of a history nerd and stuff. So I listen to a lot of documentaries. And although I saw you watching my history of the languages,
Nope.
the great courses, I saw you.
The great courses, yes, but it wasn't history of languages.
What was it?
History of the Bible.
You could find anything out online, like
Oh,
everything.
Yeah, dude.
And so when my kids are like, "What
growing
about
up
this?"
with-
I was like, "Look it up."
Growing up without the internet was like, I mean, first of all.
Wait, people
we
just
didn't even
lied.
know.
People just lied confidently.
Yeah.
They would say whatever. Like,
Yeah, for real. That's why, earlier I was talking about the books that Grandpa Sam had that he'd have us run. We had, that was Google.
the encyclopedias were it.
That-
Britannica.
yeah, that was Google
Oh, yeah.
back in the day. So.
Oh
and
man,
you
our
did-
National
you'd have to have-
Geographic, the
yeah.
magazines, you
Oh, yeah.
learned about the
Oh, yeah.
world.
Yeah, that probably sucked too, because you'd have to like look through the pages and then like find the.
You
Is there, like, an
find
index?
the index.
There's an
yeah.
index before each
Yeah.
book. Yeah.
Oh my
That-
gosh,
that-
in the library catalog, knowing how to do
Yeah.
it.
Oh yeah, yeah. Everything had to
It
be
was-
alphabetized. It was crazy.
It's bad because like I'm trying to get back into physical reading, not listening to it, but actually sitting down with a book.
Yeah.
And I used to consume books at such a rate. I have a hard time sitting still for 30 minutes at a time and just reading a book now.
I can't do it. That like we talked about taking a vacation and sitting at a beach. I can't
No,
do it.
there's
I
no
have
way.
to be like really invested in the story. Like and it can't be a slow starting book because there's no way I'm gonna get into it.
Jump right into action.
Yeah.
I'm wondering how
Like
that
it
works.
better start with like a police chase or something like that.
Oh, see, that's gonna lose me. Like if like action movies, cool,
Yeah.
but there has to be some reason because if it gets too long, like John Wick, I can't watch that show.
Really?
I can't. I
I
was like,
love
it's
John
about
Wick.
a
I
dog.
haven't seen the fourth one.
No, I can't. It's.
Yeah. Well,
I get it. People are like, look at the way it's set up. I'm like,
Sure.
but I'm bored.
I think action movies are very like it's the same story.
Oh wait.
So
Though
that-
Red One with The Rock, the Christmas movie.
Oh, yeah,
I did
I haven't
enjoy
seen
that
that.
one. I
I haven't
laughed.
seen
I've not seen that. That's
Okay.
one where he like saves Santa Claus or something like that.
Kinda, yeah. They get into it, but it was funny because like they have the slap competition that I really like.
Yeah.
So it was funny.
Wait, are you talking about like Power Slap?
No, they call it's some kind of maybe a German word or something, but like the evil dude, like Santa's adopted brother or something. They're like slapping each other back and forth. I found that really funny.
Okay.
You gotta watch it.
I watch it. Yeah.
Chris was like, it's not that great of a movie. I was like,
think
it's pretty high
I think
up
it is
there.
on my list to watch. But
Probably on
then,
Paramount.
I
what's
have no
that?
idea.
It's on
Probably on
Paramount.
Paramount.
Yeah.
If not,
Well,
there,
it was on Netflix for a little while.
Well,
And
and,
then-
Chris, when we go to movies, it's always animated kids movies.
Yeah.
Like he really loves talking animals
You like talking animals?
a lot.
Kevin Hat.
Doesn't everybody?
Do you like talking animals? We're going to see not Lilo and Stitch. It's How to Train Your Dragon, the real movie, the
Oh,
live
yeah?
action or whatever you call
Yeah.
it. We're supposed to do that Tuesday with Connor. That's like I just want the popcorn and a nap. I sleep really good in theaters.
Do you sleep in the theater?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Dude, I don't get it. Like, we'll go to a movie and I'll look over and she'll be out, and I'm like, what was the point of that?
My brother does that. I don't know.
It's
how he does it.
popcorn, soda, and a nap. It's wonderful.
You can do that in the kitchen.
No. Those chairs and it's all dark and calm.
They do make them like way too relaxing though.
They do.
Like,
They
the-
have heated seats.
Heated
Yeah.
seats and
Bad.
yeah, the reclining.
Feet and
My
everything.
dad was big into movies, so as a family, we'd always have to go to the movies, and I don't watch movies very well. I get bored,
But
so
now
I
you
would
can
just
watch
close my eyes
UFC
and go to
in the
sleep.
theater. You know that?
Really?
There's a lot of theaters that will get like.
That's
UFC.
actually a really good idea.
Like if you go to, actually I think the one in Batavia, I think they do it. St. Charles did it for
That'd
a
be
while.
like a smart idea just to like try it as a promotional thing. Like
They
at a
serve
small theater.
because they'll serve like beer and food.
Yeah, if you
now,
can get the
I'm guessing,
license,
so
you
if you can get those licenses, yeah, why not?
Okay. Talking about he has friends that don't do jiu-jitsu. You have friends that don't do jiu-jitsu?
Yeah.
Do they ask you to commentate on MMA?
No, they're not even into MMA. Like they,
Like totally.
We got some
They're-
buddies that
they're-
they liked MMA to watch it, and they're like, "What about this and that?" And I was like, "What?
yeah.
You know, I don't know. It's different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's similar, but it's different. And sometimes you're
Don't
like,
lie, you act like an expert.
I just don't agree.
Sure.
Usually they're like.
Yeah, go
Well, they're
on.
like,
"Would
why
that
are they
choke
doing this?
really
Why
make
aren't
you
they swinging
tap?
this? I was like,
Would that
because
choke
sometimes
really
jiu-jitsu
hurt?"
doesn't work when they can punch you.
Yeah.
You know, we were talking about coaches and stuff. I was watching this wrestling video of it was a Greco match. Kid got thrown, right, and he got thrown right onto his back, but overhead. It was a belly to belly,
Yeah.
went right over onto his head. And at the very end of the video, you hear the coach yelling to the kid, "Get off your back!" I'm like, that's great instruction. You know. I love that. Every time I hear that, it's like, just stand up. It cracks me up.
You know what the
Don't
girls
get
told me that they
turned.
get
Don't
mad?
get turned,
They're like,
yeah.
why do you tell me? Just get up. I was like, because when you're down, you just need to get up.
There
They're
are-
like,
but-
do you know
but
what
so-
it feels like? I was like,
but
yeah,
so
you
the
just
funny
have to
thing
get up.
is-
Anyway,
Our girls, and again, this is first year wrestlers for most of them. When we're saying just get up, it's because their opponent doesn't have anything.
there's
Yeah.
all they have
Right.
to do is
There- there
seriously
are-
like,
there are
You're
certain
like,
times
just
where
get
it's
up.
like there are certain times where you could literally just stand up.
Yeah.
I agree with that. But like
But I
When
do
something
know what you mean.
happens,
when you're
it's like,
like
okay.
flat on your back
The
and the
guy's got a
dude is
good half
pancaked you,
hand, yeah.
Yeah.
you're get off your back. Well, I'm trying.
Okay,
Jerk
wait.
face.
To
Definitely
be
not
fair
on my
too, though,
list.
there are some matches
I know.
where out of nowhere, Chris will be like, your legs are free. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, I can move my legs.
Right.
But, like, those
Hearing that
subtle
kind of
things.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the same thing. Like in
That's why the
coaching with
coaches
the
matter.
girls.
Yeah,
Because
coaches definitely matter.
I'll do the like left wrist. Grab her left wrist with
I'm
yours.
terrible with that.
You know, like because then they're like,
Oh,
oh,
do
yeah.
you can
and then they
simplify it
grab
down or
You know
no?
what I mean?
No,
It's
I
like,
can simplify it down, but like
by the time you
I'm
say
like
it, they're
dyslexic
out of
with
it.
it.
Yeah.
I'll be like, oh, grab the left wrist, right wrist.
Oh no, Chris will say he'll do that, and I'm not sure. He goes, the,
The
other
other
one. I was
wrist.
like, this one. He goes, yeah,
Yeah.
that one. I was like, okay, I got this one.
Put your hands up like this.
I'm always
Yeah,
like,
sometimes I'm like,
I'm dyslexic, man. I'm not sure which one's
Yeah.
the real L.
right. Like literally, I'm like,
Left.
I'm still in shock though that you have friends that don't do MMA or
oh,
grapple.
Yeah.
That's
oh, yeah. I have
what
car,
do y'all talk
I have
about?
car friends.
Oh, are
What are
you
you
a car
talking about?
person?
Yeah.
Mark Bensema, Bar
They do
Bensema.
OCR.
But not jujitsu. You talked about.
Yeah, that's true. But it's similar. OCR seems like jiu-jitsu. Do you have any non-active friends? Well, I guess car people.
Athletes.
Yeah,
Are they
I mean,
athletes?
they're
Some.
not.
You
Athletes.
have
They're-
non-athletic friends.
So
I don't want to say their names. Then they'll know they're not athletic.
I know who you're thinking about. I love you anyway.
Not
Yeah,
you.
I
She
mean-
saves me.
not you.
She's
If you're thinking
athletic.
it's you, it's not you.
She's athletic. That's how she met her.
Just saying.
Just saying.
All right.
No, yeah. I mean, I
I'm
have.
just still in shock. You have a life outside of wrestling and jiu-jitsu and
not
stuff.
much.
It's not much. There's
not
not
much.
many times.
Like, are you a
Zero
true car
times.
person,
It's
like
that-
one of those Chevy Ford people that have issues
Yeah.
with all that?
So before
Wow,
I got
Sean.
into IT, I was a mechanic.
I didn't know you were in IT.
Yeah.
That's what you do?
That's what I do.
That makes sense.
It's like the
we were
Tesla.
wondering, like, he travels a lot. What does he do? And I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I
But
know
don't
his
travel.
real life.
I don't travel for work. I travel for jujitsu.
So your work, though, are you able to do it as you travel, or do you go into a real job?
Both, all of the above. So.
So, like, IT computer systems,
Security.
IT security?
yeah.
That's interesting. I never knew that.
Yeah.
I
So-
think we did.
I
Because I said
didn't.
the same thing, and I'm like, now that you mention it. I think
Well, I
we
know
did.
you and I.
We've
had
talked
that
about it, yeah.
I don't know if you and I.
Yeah, I
had
don't
that
think we
conversation.
have.
And you guys clearly don't talk to each other, so.
Not at all, actually. The funny thing is we don't talk about anybody else. We
We
usually
really
talk about
don't. Usually our conversation, is it going to rain
That's
today?
terrible.
Is it gonna rain?
Do we have to do that? We got into a huge argument because he wanted to sleep in and I wanted to see the bees. They're the flight.
So no one got what they wanted.
Tell me the bee story here. What made you guys get bees?
We had wait.
Okay.
I garden and I didn't
Let's
want
go with
bees.
that story. That's a better
I
story.
didn't want bees because native bees, native pollinators. Well, I started seeing some honeybees and I was like, why are there honeybees? And
So
they
you guys had
travel.
honeybees?
So to make a long story
Yeah,
short,
we had a swarm come to
one
our
morning
yard.
we went out to have
'Cause
coffee
they're near
on
our
the back
house.
porch, and there was a swarm on our Rosa Sharon, and I'm like,
Well, we're
oh
sitting
my
here, it's like,
God.
what's that sound? It's like,
So
oh my
I-
gosh, there's a
so I
massive swarm of
YouTube-
bees.
What do you do with a swarm of bees? You can catch them. So I was trying to catch the swarm of bees and put them in a hive. So I went and bought a hive. I went and bought a bee suit. I went and tried to catch this hive. I lost the hive, so I had to go buy a hive because I already bought all the stuff to have bees.
Wait, how'd you lose the hive?
They flew off. It's really hard to catch it.
Connor's
Connor
fault?
was trying to get in the
It's Connor's
suit.
fault.
Or,
Aren't you supposed to use like smoke to calm them down?
We
or
have a
something?
smoker now.
Yeah, we
I
have
did a
all of
bunch.
it.
Dude,
We
I
kinda
did
fell
like
into
a
it.
lifetime worth of research in about 40 minutes
Yeah.
on the drive to Harbor.
But
not
to be
Harbor
fair,
Freight,
that's how we get most
Tractor
of
Supply,
our.
'cause
Yeah,
we
we
would
get a
buy
lot
them.
of our hobbies by because he never knew chickens or anything, and I grew up with it. So we got chickens and then quail
Chickens
and
are
rabbits.
messy.
Rabbits.
No.
They're not bad if you design.
Yeah, especially
your
because I use
space
hemp,
properly.
which is
So,
really like it's a
We
little
use
bit
a
more
heavy
expensive, but it's
absorbent
clean.
stuff, so we don't have.
I
any
don't
smell.
keep
You
too
wouldn't know
many.
we have chickens in our house
Yeah.
at all.
Yes,
Do
you
you-
would, Jasper.
Where
Yes.
you
Except
guys
for
aren't in
Jasper.
Naperville, right?
No,
No.
we're in a town that does not allow it.
They do not
They
allow
do
it?
Does
not
not
allow
allow it.
poultry or any.
But our
type of
neighbors
animal.
also have. All of our neighbors are doing things they really shouldn't, and we're all chill.
Basically,
with it. It's dead
everybody's
end.
breaking some ordinance, so we're
I
just.
feel like you
kinda
guys live in like a
breaking it.
cul-de-sac. 'Cause
We live on a
that's-
dead end.
It's a dead end,
Oh, okay, same
but there
here.
is a gate that goes.
It's a
We're
dead
outside
end,
of a gated
and
community.
we live in the house that I grew up in.
Okay.
So like neighbors 2 houses down have known me since I'm a kid. Neighbors
Yeah.
behind me have known me
Yeah.
since I was like 12.
And there's always
And
people that have
the
a
people
dog
that
that's
live
a little
behind
too
us are friends
loud.
with those two, so
Yeah.
they keep the fact that they don't call on us keeps them from calling on us, and then our neighbors are
Everybody has something
And
kind of going on. Everybody's just chilling
everyone's
with it.
doing some type of Ozark thing, right?
they got some
No.
illegal thing going on.
No,
Yeah.
it's like one of them is like seriously we
Well, he put
kind
the
of call them
addition
the
on his
rednecks, and
backyard
it
to
was
make
great.
a greenhouse on the back of his garage,
Yeah.
so he's way out of what he should have built.
Yeah.
Right, things
Didn't
are
pull
too
a permit for
close.
that.
People have too
Um,
many vehicles. Fireworks going off illegally. Everybody's kind of doing their own thing, so we just
This-
leave it alone.
I always wanted to live in like a dead end or a cul-de-sac because I feel like that's the community.
I don't know
It's-
because
so we're not
like
really like all buddy or anything, but we
No.
all know each other, and I don't think
it's
anybody
enough
really
to be
calls the
like
cops on each
cool.
other.
Yeah, because if you
'Cause,
did, then
like,
it would
we'll-
start.
like,
It would
even
like
the guy
Like a
across the
war?
street, we've had like I wouldn't say animosity, but we haven't been overly friendly at all.
Yeah.
he blew
And,
his
like,
leaves into our driveway. And
For
then
years
Chris
and
got a
years, it
bigger
was like,
leaf
I'm like,
blower.
oh, he's
blow
blowing
him
his
back.
leaves over here. I'm just gonna blow him back. Well, I
But
thought
then
he was
Chris
being a
loaned
jerk.
him a
But I come to find out that
power
he's
washer, and it was
he's
cool.
got like bad depth perception and not great vision, and
He lost
like,
an eye.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
It was a weed whacker incident.
Oh man, I don't want to know.
Or,
was
no,
awesome.
I don't want
a
to
hedge
know.
trimming one. Hedge
Yeah,
trimming.
head trimming.
Oh.
It
Yeah.
came
It,
back
like,
and popped his eye. Awesome. That's why you should get to know your neighbors sometimes.
Dude,
Oh,
But
my
we know
gosh.
enough of them, like they're pretty chill.
I have,
Everybody
like,
has their
this
own thing.
Major eye phobia thing.
dude.
Like
I had
about
LASIK
touching
done.
it?
When I
Yeah,
had
touching
LASIK
it.
done, I
No.
couldn't see the next
No
day.
way.
Yeah.
I got
No way.
so scared.
I
No,
would
it was
never,
so awesome.
never ever in my
Dude,
life.
after he didn't have to
I
put
was strongly
contacts in
against it,
anymore,
but
he was so
I highly
fine with it.
recommend it.
Ugh.
Dude, the
But you don't
smell
have to
of
wear
your eyeball
glasses, do
burning,
you?
Sean, you cannot get that
See,
out
that's
of your brain
why
ever.
he had contacts that he was having to put in. He kept getting
I could
infections.
Never, I could never do
So
contacts.
No,
got
I was
laser and it
blind
was
as well.
fine.
Dude, my dreams were blurry. That's how long I've been blind for. Is I've never dreamed in full sight.
True.
Like for real. And then when I had LASIK done, I started dreaming in normal vision. Like,
That's crazy.
My dreams were always blurry.
He still has bad
you
depth
don't wear
perception. He
glasses
can't
at
play
all?
I
basketball
don't wear
anymore.
glasses. I squint down just for reading now. It's been about
10 years.
10 years since I had the surgery done.
Really?
And one eye was nearsighted and one eye was farsighted. So like my glasses,
And you
one
have
was really
astigmatism.
thick and one was really thin. And
A guy I used to work with had LASIK done, and he had 20/20 in one, and then reading in the other.
yeah.
So it was like a mixed match. I was like, how do you live that way?
So growing up, like I didn't get glasses till I was like 12, and I used to try to like squint
Yeah.
down, and it was like literally
Your vision
one
good?
eye's got to squint and the other one's got to open wider.
We
Yeah,
didn't know
that's
our
what it
older
is.
son. We didn't know, like, he would get tested in school and all this stuff. They always said he was fine. He was probably in 6th grade
He
before.
memorized the chart.
Yeah. He's smart. He just memorized the chart.
He's like,
He goes, I didn't know I wasn't supposed to
do.
do that.
How do you read the chart? He's like, I memorized it. And I'm
And
like,
it's the same.
what? And he goes, it never changes. Why? I don't know why they keep having us do it. It never changes. I'm like, it's to see if you can
He is
see
so
it.
darn blind.
And he's like, oh.
He was like, this
well,
is
that
the way
makes
the
more
world looks. I
sense.
was like, I'm a terrible
So
parent.
how'd you guys figure out that he couldn't see anything? He kept walking into things?
No.
He finally told us he couldn't read
figured
the
it
board.
out. Yeah, he finally
Oh,
told us
he
he
just
couldn't read
said
the
it.
board.
He's like,
At
we're like, why
homeschooling,
are
it
you
wasn't a
like not
problem.
taking
Right.
better notes? And he's like, I can't see the board from my seat. And we're like,
Figured it out. We had to take him to a
when
second.
did this happen?
Yeah.
And he's like, what do you mean? He's like, I've always had a hard time seeing the board.
He would just hear
Like,
things. And
I
be
always
like,
sit
"Look."
close, and I can't sit close. They have assigned seating, and we're like, well, let's get your
We
vision
figured it
checked.
out.
Do they-
And then he like rattled
Yeah.
it off, and the doc asked him, and I'm like, well, how did you know that? And he told us he memorized it.
Do they still check vision at school?
I don't know, in grade
It's
school.
like-
Well, he's
It's been a while.
23
It's like for
now.
your high school physical.
Yeah, we had to
freshman
take him
year,
to an
probably.
actual
And they did it a lot in like
optometrist, and then they were like, "Hey,
middle
look,"
school.
and he was really blind, and I was like, "Wow."
I think like by
I was
the
like,
time
"Sorry,
they were high school,
son."
they
He goes,
figured
"Well, I
out
just never
enough
thought to
know
say
if you
anything. I
needed
thought
glasses.
everybody
think he
couldn't see, and I was like,
I
wow,
feel
I
like-
can't imagine.
I mean, I
either.
guess
far.
I
We
can
should
see why you
probably
would say that, right? Like,
He
just
read books, and I was like, "How did you read it, being that blind?" He goes,
Yeah, he's pretty blind.
I was fine. I squinted down.
You could squint.
Yeah.
People learn to deal with it. It's like
I don't know where he gets the
wrestlers without
stubbornness
legs
from.
and stuff. They just figure out ways to do it.
He's too stubborn. She's too stubborn to grow. That's why she's so.
Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna kill-
Well, we should probably wrap this up. My hard drive's probably gonna fill up.
Oh yeah,
before-
we've been talking.
That's
for
what I was saying.
a
Is
while.
we really need to narrow it down.
Honestly, I don't put time limits to these things. They just,
You
never
have
know
to
where it's
because
gonna
he will
take
never
us.
stop.
Well, you know what? I'll be honest. You didn't let us finish any of the stories either. You took us off track every time. He still is not sure how we met.
military.
Oh my gosh, you didn't even hear it though. Like we seriously, there became legends. Like he was being chased in a bus by a drill sergeant trying to catch
As I
us.
say, you guys should
Oh,
just
there's
change
some-
up the
there's some
story
funny
every time
stories.
someone asks.
We don't need to.
We don't
man.
need to.
There
It was
some-
crazy.
Like it was a crazy story.
Yeah.
We've had like
We were chased
honestly,
through base
I
with
joke
a
about
school
it,
bus,
but
and the
we've
drill
lived
sergeant's
a
trying to
crazy,
catch us,
blessed
and he
life, man. I've
like
had some
he
weird
pulled up. I
experiences
jumped out of a
throughout life
building
and
and
some fun
changed
stuff
my
that
clothes
Is
in
that
that
because you
building.
weren't
It's
supposed
just-
to be mean?
Yeah,
You know, just
wasn't
live
supposed to be
life
off
and enjoy
base.
it. You know, it's the
We
best way to
there
be.
was a lot that went on. It was interesting. It was a crazy wild
What a
ride.
fun ride.
I thought it was supposed to be normal, but
Kind of
things
like
happen.
seeing,
Like what?
like seeing.
It's supposed to be normal.
Seeing?
Seeing.
Seeing, yeah.
with your eyes.
You know, it's supposed
Should
to be
be
normal.
normal.
But,
Well, I didn't know. I explained to him like growing up in a small school, we
They had
killed
50
chickens and
That was the
made
best
it for the
story.
banquet.
And they taught you stuff like that.
Yeah,
So
and
she
he
goes-
didn't.
she
But
does-
that makes sense though.
She said
He
something.
laughed at me.
And I was like,
kind of mean.
wait, what? She's like, well, we had 50 chickens. And I'm like, so y'all just took 50 chickens outside and just broke their necks? And she's like, yep. And I'm
Why don't you
like,
cut their heads
And
off?
then
I'm like, what did you do with them after that? She's like,
Break
we put
their
them in
neck
the
and then you skin
freezer
'em
for
out.
the banquet, of course. And I'm like, well, of course.
well, you could, but if you let them go, then you got to grab them again. They bleed everywhere. You just snap their
I
neck
took
and then you do
culinary
it. If you let
class
them
in high
run
school
everywhere,
where
the
we
blood
cooked
gets
like
everywhere.
brownies
So
in a
you
microwave. We
kinda
didn't break
snap their
chickens'
neck,
necks
cut it
and
off,
like
put them
chop their
upside down in
heads
a
off,
bucket so the
man.
blood
This is a
drains
totally
down.
different type of school program for me.
I thought it was normal.
Well,
Totally
I was,
different.
I was saying to Gabe, like we cook
But,
brownies
I
in a
mean-
microwave. Like you're chopping heads off chickens. Like
Yeah,
totally different
right.
culinary experiences.
Okay, to be fair, when he met,
But
when we
hers
met,
was
I
probably
never.
better.
Well, overall.
Well,
yeah.
but I'd never had Chinese food. I had never had Wendy's. I had never, you know what I mean. I had traveled
Nice
and done stuff,
sheltered
but
little-
yeah, I didn't get to eat that.
I met her when she was 19, and she had basically left Texas.
No,
Went
I went to college in Louisiana. Been
You
to
were
Mardi
19.
Gras, Florida,
You
things
had
like
just
that.
turned 19.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
like, you had a very small.
That's a
Is
small
what I'm
window.
saying. It's
Yeah,
not a
you're
lot.
like a,
Yeah.
you're like
You did have a life
you had
experience.
a year of life outside of.
Well, to be
Right.
fair, I finished most of my high school stuff young, and so I was getting out of school and going to work. It was, you know, do they still have it
Yeah,
where like
they
the
had
DECA is what it was
school-
called?
Yeah, so that's what.
So I'd go
that's
for
what I
one.
did too.
Yeah, I'd go for
I
like an
literally-
hour a
yeah,
day,
yeah.
and then I was taking college classes in the evening. So by 16, I had a vehicle. I'd be in high school for an hour and a
Yeah.
half. Then I would go to work, and you know I had money. And back then, $200 a week with a paycheck, you could
go
do
a long way.
anything.
You can go a long way.
Yeah.
You didn't have cost of living like paying the
No.
internet. The internet didn't exist.
Well,
You
even
didn't
then,
have a
I
cell
paid
phone
for
bill.
my vehicle
No
and I
cell
paid
bill,
for
no
my
internet,
my
gas.
thing, but I
And
had money.
gas was under $1.
Gas was a buck.
Yeah.
Well, and I
buck
had never
05
pumped my
back
own
then.
gas because it was full serve.
That's
Yeah,
full service.
so I was in shock because he laughed. He goes, "You could change the oil in a tractor and do all that, but you don't have to put gas in." I was like, "Just never did it."
That was like a
It's
nickel.
things you take for granted. You know?
It's funny,
like I
man,
would
yeah.
never know how to break a chicken's neck.
You'd be
And-
surprised. It's just like humans.
I'm a good
Well, I'm
teacher.
sure.
son. I'm a good teacher.
Yeah.
I do all of our killing and skinning now, and
Yeah.
she's like, "Do you mind?"
Probably
She's
shouldn't
such a
record
little.
this.
It's about hunting.
One
we
time
can
I did
transition
feel
to a
bad.
hunting video.
Yeah, I did feel bad one
let me
time
put
because our
on my
neighbors
hunting
looked over. I think we were skinning out squirrels or something, and our neighbor was like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "I'm making dinner. What are you doing?" You know,
Yeah.
it is
Well,
what it is.
We teach Connor to skin out the rabbits and how to gut them and how to not, do it properly without getting any of the bad stuff in
Well,
there.
because
Yeah.
meat in the supermarkets today, I don't.
yeah.
like
It's, well, it's so.
Well,
What is it?
it. Granted, I will
so-
eat at
so many
McDonald's.
pres-
I'm not that crazy.
So many preservatives and
Well,
stuff.
yeah.
Like I'd love to find a like a butcher around here.
Yeah,
but
more
I don't
organic.
even know.
And good
I
luck
don't even know if there is one.
doing it because then trying like we were trying to find
even
a lot
with
of
a
our
butcher,
grain
you
that
don't
we
know
could
what
do.
you're getting
Yeah.
always.
Right.
They're buying the beef from somebody
buying
else
it
who's
from
buying it
someone
from
else,
somebody
yeah.
else.
Although
And they
now
can
you
reject
can
it with
find
whoever-
like
whatever.
the meal we buy is all grass fed, small farm stuff like that.
I mean, again,
But it's
we're
not feasible for a
we're not
family. We're doing it for us
producing-
versus
yeah,
you.
we're not producing enough meat or anything like that to.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, we got 11 buddy that you could start on that.
the rabbits are getting to the size where they can.
We got
knock
it
them
now.
down so. we'll do that. And
It
then
is
we
what
get
it is.
chicken eggs. We got a couple more coming, and we've got
Cool.
a few more hatching. We've got 12.
First time
So,
that our rooster produced.
we have a rooster now, which we're not supposed to have at all.
Yeah, I was just saying that when you guys said that you had chickens, I was gonna ask if you
Yeah.
had a rooster because those things are loud.
Usually
We
we
got a
don't, but
rooster,
Jasper's special, and we wanted to try
Dude,
hatching.
he's
out.
so cool. I just got a picture of him yesterday. Yes, I have
We
a
can turn
picture.
this off if you want.
Yes, I have a picture of my
I don't wanna
rooster.
fill up your
We-
hard
we-
drive.
We could wrap this up.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I don't even know how because we.
Bye.
That's the thing. We
What do you normally do?
Nothing.
whatever. We just kind of we sit here and debate on how we're gonna do it, and then we just do it.
If I
Okay.
So
wrap it up, let's hear it.
Arm wrestle?
no, I'm not arm wrestling. You'll beat me. Yeah, I guess that's it. Until next time, we'll figure out how we're gonna close this
We're gonna
off.
go back and listen to all the rest now.
You should. And yeah, I'll eat.
That's
and
right. That's right.
eat.
I have a
It's-
long
it's
drive
that
home.
one.
Yeah, you're just looking at the computer.
They're about like. I am looking down there when I should be looking at it.
Are you looking at the amount of time? Yeah.
It's over here. So until next time, episode 10, whenever we get around to recording that.
Wait, we're 9?
You guys are 9.
I wanted to be a round number.
Nine's round at the top.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. 9's good.
9!
I was going 10, but 9.
No.
Exactly.
9.
9. All right. Peace out.
Flies the end of everything that stands the end. No safety.